Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the grand finale of the Plains of Providence Quest RPG adventure happening here on the Heroes Without Limits channel. I am Angela. I am your guide or GM role, or alternatively, the Fireburb, who has been leading this group of folks through a homebrew world of my own creation, using, as I said before, the Quest RPG system, which amazing, very simple D20 based resolution system. Playbooks involved with various different kinds. You can choose a lot of the classic fantasy archetypes, and a lot of just us playing around with some things and throwing in some homebrew items of my own creation to fit with the lore of this world and what the characters have done with their own developments and their own arcs. But before we get into the actual grand finale, which I can promise you is going to be a bit of a doozy, I would like to start by letting everyone go around the table and introduce who they are and who they've been playing, and the playbook and such, the role as Quest calls it in the system. I'm going to start actually by calling on someone for once. I'm going to let Jen do it, as she always starts and greets folks with the best possible way, a very Jen-like way.
Yeet!
Exactly.
Hi guys, I am Jen. I have been for the last however many sessions, 13, 14, playing something like that. Playing your varyingly local naturalist Serena. I believe I opened by turning into an actual horse girl, and I may possibly end by doing that too. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
We'll see. Next up, Gabrin, you're up. Be sure you're unmuted.
Yeah, I know, that's always my problem. Hi, I'm Gabrin. I'm playing Nim, the Invoker, little half-goblin mess of a 4'9" being. And apparently just the small one, as I have been dubbed throughout this whole RPG campaign.
To be fair, you were in the company of giants, so literally everyone is small one. Next up, switching it over to our delightful lesbian mom, Inez.
Yay! Cool. Hi, everyone. It's me, your friend Inez. Today, I will be playing for the last time. Howdian, the undying fire lily, who has been a fighter, a big buff elf lady with, varying tastes in women and men. And also very, very, very caring of everyone and always throwing herself in battle for everyone and everything. So let's do that today too,
And as a special note, also always losing her sword.
Yes.
Or her gear.
Yes. Oh, yes.
This was not an intended theme. It just stuck, and we carried with it.
Yeah.
And last but not least, the cocksure, but also increasingly developing and growing Chase.
Oh dear. Hey everyone, I am Jace, and for the last number of sessions, I've been playing Farron, your lovable, often hot-headed and temperamental ranger, hunter, come naturalist, which was about, 7 or 8 sessions in, I believe?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Something
basically, you met the deity of your initial minor faith and just were like, I met God, I'm converted, because nothing converts you quickly like meeting your God.
It's like, oh hey, I know you, you're cool. was
I'm there
essentially
now.
that conversation. Yeah,
That was the conversation. It was longer than that, but it was basically boiled down to you're great. I'm gonna follow you around now.
pretty much.
And as I said before, I'm Angela. I'm going to be playing the guide or the Fireburb of just doing the GM role here in quest of just helping facilitate and guiding players through this story and giving challenges and resolutions to what the story has been. Now, if you haven't been with us, here is a quick little like tour through the entirety of this season and this series. We started in one city known as in the northern region of Chantico, a place heavily inspired by Mesoamerican locales, architecture, structure, and cultures. And we began with 4 strangers arriving with other individuals through their own ways, caravans, and later on discovering that perhaps even the gods were interested in speaking with them. With that being the case, I said season. I meant series. You motherfuckers, personal chat's distracting me. In the midst of a conflict in which emissaries from across the plains arrived, the group found themselves embroiled in solving the dispute and slowly uncovering a malevolent plot by those known as the Apostles of Anathema, beings who wished to bring forth their deity, or at least the being who they refer to as their father, the father of the void itself. Traveling across a chaotic, constantly shifting forest through frigid mountainscape and meeting a variety of different individuals, some of a flirtatious nature, some of a caring nature, some of a sacrificing nature, and such. They ultimately achieved items, met with deities themselves in the flesh, perhaps, and ultimately discovered that the true purpose of them to initiate the arrival of the Father of the Void was to take control of one of the first emissaries they ever met back in Chantico and use them as a fulcrum point through which the very lifeblood of the universe itself, the divine creator, Ignis, would be consumed by the massive creature and form of the Father of the Void. And now the party goes with what boons they've been given by the very deities who they have aided, their wits, their courage, and their strength to hold back whatever this menace will be. Now, that I'm going to right now say there are a lot of content warnings for this, given the nature and the themes that have come up constantly throughout this whole series. There are aspects of non-consensual control of bodies that I tend to try and check in with the players when possible, if it's okay to do so, or find an alternative that works with the abilities of the creatures. There are worms, a lot of things in the range of cosmic or eldritch horror, and a lot of descriptions of like, if any of you have ever played Dark Souls and seen, or at least seen the image of the creature known as the Gaping Dragon, that is a lot of what the imagery of the creatures and such is like. So with that being the case, if you are not fond of those kinds of things or the possibility of death and such, this might not be the kind of finale for you. With that being the case, though, I've tried my best throughout this to check in with the players about even the possibility of their characters dying, to which so far they've been okay with that, and we will see how this session goes forward. But I wanted to get those out of the way so that folks are prepared, because this is probably going to be a very intense, difficult, and emotional session for a variety of different reasons. But with that out of the way, let us move into session 14, the finale of our Plains of Providence campaign. The title, Every Cycle Must End. We're going to start off back in the mountain ranges of a warrior's downfall, amidst the hidden giant village in which the party has taken comfort and rest in. And now, as on the eve of taking essentially a rift in the plains back to Chantico, provided by who can only be referred to as Saira, the Lady of Change herself, somewhat disappointed that a certain archer did not end up showing interest in her ways, but also she was busy, so she also did not do the same. The party has prepared themselves for what the conflict is going to be. We've already discussed a lot of the prep of putting on sigils, getting weaponry, and a lot of that, but before we jump into what the conflict is going to be for Chantico, or at least what it's going to be like once they arrive, I want to give a little bit of space for Farron to have just one quick thing that we did not address last session, and for Howdian to have something that Inez specifically requested a little bit of time for. Not too much time, but I'm going to take it over to Farron. Farron, what was it that you wanted to accomplish? I know that there was something related to speaking to your father before the end was done.
Yeah. So it's like they know that being able to go and see their dad one more time is probably asking a bit much, considering inevitable end of the world. So I want to go and find Zahara.
If you go walking, you notice that the tree, the seedling you planted, it already seems to be thriving. It's not quite a fully grown and having a structure and shape, but it looks as though it's beginning to thrive around. And even in just the one spot it was laid to rest, it seems as though it's like weeds kind of spreading out throughout the area where the crops are, but they seem to be enriching the soil. There's just this very, and no one else seems to notice this, there's this very faint sort of red, orange, and yellowish like little pulse, like almost like the earth itself is just having, like, you can sense its heartbeat. It's just, and you see as you walk for a little bit, you look to see an individual just sort of bending down over the ground, and you see, ah, taking off another set of gardening mitts and gloves is Zahara. Yes. Hello there.
Hi. First, we completely cocksure encounters their god.
I am small bean now.
Fuck's sake, Nova. Right. I know I'm probably not going to be able to see my dad again. Would you be able to do something for me?
What would you like, dear?
And they're going to open up the pouch with the seeds and just produce one. Like, would you be able to plant this in my dad's garden?
Yes, dear. I will ensure that whatever life is lost this day, that this realm will still be able to maintain its balance. I do not wish for this to be the outcome that does follow from what your actions will do in Chantico, but we must all prepare for chaos.
And actually, they pull out one of the arrows and say, could you, I don't know if like the tree will need like a prop or anything while it's growing, but if you sort of like stick the arrow in the ground where the seed's planted so that he knows it's from me.
It will be done.
Thank you.
Is that all you would like to take care of?
I mean, unless you've got some secret, amazing, super weapon that can take out a god. Just asking.
No,
Oh.
but I sense your efforts will still be enough, and something, boons may follow, depending on what you do. We shall see. We all are.
Terrified?
I am not here. perhaps one word for it. I've not known fear in quite a while, but there is worry. I'm certain you are not unfamiliar with that. And while I am not here fully, know that I come in this moment to provide you comfort and reassurance that there will be glory on this day. There will be life that maintains. If not yours or your friends, this world will live.
The thought of dying is terrifying.
Death begets life, and life begets more death. It is the way that nature has always carried on. That need not mean, and she sort of, especially if you're like lowering head to the ground and everything, sort of like waits to like catch your gaze, and that need not mean you have to die today, Farron. Do not believe that that is the cost that must be paid today. But do not fear the possibility of it.
Okay.
And from there, pan over to it's the group, it's their guest home in the giant village. And we are with Howdian in this moment.
Yes. Hello. I would like to
Hello.
hello. I would like to do two things. And one of them is going over to that a group of people who so amazingly like who gave me such an amazing like welcome back to this good old village. And I want to go towards them, or at least find like a person that was among that group. So I'll go out and into the town and find them.
You see one very short goblin who's among them who's just trashed, like just really hungover, just like let me see if I can remember how did Simon Pegg do this. He was like, he has the like, is that the like level of drunk where he's just doing the blinks? Like is the
Yep. All right.
and like can't keep the head necessarily like straight, like it's like a bobblehead in terms of how their head is moving.
Uh-oh. Like... I'll maybe look for someone who's a little bit more at their senses. You know?
You see like taller sort of elven kin friend next to him, just sort of like handing him a cup of coffee. Just like, I've told you, like, what is it now? 227 times. Don't mix your liquids. Don't mix your drinks. It's like, but it's so tasty. One gets so sweet and the other one gets like spicy. And then there's like, you don't even taste it after a bit. That's not good. That's terrible.
Why is this me? Hello, excuse me. Jesus
when you
Christ.
can't taste it anymore, that's a sign you've probably had too much.
I've been attacked. I've been attacked. Oh God.
Not even intentionally. That's
Anyway,
the best part.
Yep.
Carrying on.
I'll go over to this elven friend. I'll just look over to the dwarven friend and be like, that doesn't look very good, does it?
His name is Phineas, and he has never ever learned to actually watch his liquor. Ever.
All right. Because you so well, I'm here for a reason. Because you so generously and well, actually very surprisingly gave me such a warm welcome when I came into town. You and your companions, actually. I would like
That's
to.
what you do.
I would like to ask a favor, if that's okay.
Yes, carry on.
Mhm.
What you need assistance with? I'll probably need to take care of. Uh, sees the goblin is just sort of like trying to walk straight, but is you ever seen a cat do zoomies across the floor? Is do that level of motor function is
Oof.
currently where they're at.
Oh, all right.
It's
Um,
not going very well.
all right. I say, well, it's not like yeah. I take out the halberd that I have, which was given to me by the guards of my town, for being a person of helping the town and all that stuff. Um, and I basically like hand it over, and I say, today might be the last day you see me. Um, which of course I will try to come back valiantly, but um, might be there is a possibility that the undying fire lily has died, but I'm sure it won't. Um, and I say, will you bring that back to town and keep my story alive?
Yes, I'll be certain to hold on to it so that when you come back, you can bring it back home.
All right, all right. And I just kind of like then I make a deep bow.
Alrighty.
And then I want to go back to our group, and I want to go over to Nim, and I want to be like, hey, you got a small second? Small second.
Considering what most people have said, I don't think I have anything else but small seconds.
All right. Come with me. And I'll kind of lead them up to my room, where I will, from under the pillow where I've from the bed I've slept in, I will take out a some kind of like insignia. Um, it's a, I think it'll be like a 4-pointed star. And it's gleaming silver, and it has a trim around it that is like gold, but with stripes of bronze. And it has a little piece of fabric attached to it with like black, green, and red on it, and then a pin at the top. And I hold it and I say, this was given to me after the town was saved, and I saved my guard captain actually from being absolutely mauled by a big scary beast. And for the effort you gave me of sparing me in battle and making sure I was kept alive, I would love to give you this, because I don't want to say it doesn't belong to me, but it also belongs to you. And so I would like to pass it on, and I kind of like hold it out for you.
Nim is just going to look at it for a second, look at Hal, and then look down at this, and then be like, I I suppose if I say I can't take this, I'm gonna get yelled at by someone later, one of the three people that love to talk to me, so thank you.
Good. You would also get yelled at by me, but that's fine. And I'm glad you'll take it. Keep it safe. All right.
Thanks.
Good.
I better not have to give this back to you at the end of this fight because you did something ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, I'll still do something ridiculous probably, but you don't have to give it back. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Does that work for you, Ines?
Yes, that'll work amazingly for me.
Okay. If it's all right with everyone, you've made your preparations, retrieved any alternative weapons and such, made your cast anything, unless there's any last bit of information from either the Oracle's Crest or anything else you want to ask. We can just retcon as having been the previous night. That's about it. This is the last thing.
Nim wanted to ask if Cosma was working with the Father of the Abyss.
Void, but yes.
Void. Dang it! I'll say
that, Serena, that this is something that you would be able to do, because you were wearing the crest.
Delightful.
You do see images. These are less detailed than the ones that you had, but you do see images of Cosma trying to talk to their friend, to Alia. It doesn't appear to be the Father of the Abyss being there, but Alia does not look the same as they did before. There's a slightly, there's more of a defined shape as opposed to more of like humanoid. It wasn't before. It was sort of like void of like that kind of deep black color that like just absorbs all of the light kind of before. Now it's a little bit more defined. Yeah. And there is a sense that Cosma is attempting to like get through to their friend, but you see that there is very faintly around where the spot in the where a face would be and where eyes would be, there is a slightly pinkish glow. And there is a sense that Cosma does not like this, does not want this, and immediately turns to try and do something. But the scene, as you watching, Alia seems to turn in the direction of where you're looking at them from, and like just says no, and you are booted out of it.
What?
But you get a clear answer. The clear answer is that no, Cosma is not involved with working with Father of this. In fact, is actually actively trying to help deal with that threat to their friend.
I think they're in trouble. That said, I do have a funny question.
Yes.
Theoretically, would it be possible to obtain like a sort of saddle with harnesses in it to be able to fasten someone in safely, so that if for some reason, for example, I were to have to do a little corkscrew, they wouldn't fall off?
Yes, I would say that there are folks who do that kind of thing and work with like
Hey,
heraldry and such. You have a mount. Assuming that you're able to cast the spell, are you doing it before you arrive in Chantico? Are you becoming a form? Because you don't actually know what the full situation in Chantico is yet. So just bearing in mind, it might cause alarm, is what I'm saying.
Right, yeah. I'm not going to actually start out like that, but I do want to have the saddle ready. So like if we're if we need to jump into a fight, we're able to.
Okay. But yeah, we'll say it's the last thing, and then command appears on screen. Are you sure about this? And the group presses yes.
Press X to
And
enter the fog gate.
Glowing hammer on a string, ready, and shield, let's go.
as you enter through and you arrive just on the outer boundaries of the region itself, I would like everyone to make me a d20 roll.
Thanks, that's really fucking ominous.
15.
That's a 7.
20.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Jen, I'm gonna let you choose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you 2 phrases,
Oh.
and you choose between them.
Okay.
Shattered mind. Illusion takes hold.
Shattered mind or illusion takes hold. Shattered mind. That'll be fun.
Okay. As you all arrive in the area,
Everyone's faces.
you see that there is a festival in full swing right now. Like, because it is the time approaching when the divine bird is about to arrive. It's the peak point in the festival in which everything is going on. There are people celebrating, there are folks like giving out food, there's music playing all around in the background. Everything looks fine. For Serena, you feel it's hard to tell, like the ride was maybe just a little rougher than you expected, and you don't did you used to know how to change form or do something with nature?
Uh-oh.
Something feels off right now, but you're like, it's maybe just forgetting something. It wasn't
Okay.
that big a deal. But for the rest of you, you see various festival goers just all around. You see a very attractive, very toned and very fit. I shall refer to him as a twink elf.
12.
Yes, a 12th, if you will. Just sort of come up and like try and pull like Jace, Farron in, and just be like, "Come here. Like, would you like to enjoy? The festival's in full swing. Everything's going on. We have drinks and food over here."
Yes, I most definitely would like to enjoy you.
There's something around the eye that you notice of this individual. They're very deep, sort of brown skin, very kind of like square jaw, but a very like young, bright, happy face. But something about it feels off about the way that they look. They're around their eyes. It's this very faint pinkish glow that you've seen that glow before. While that's happening for Farron, Howdian, you
Yes.
see a very, very attractive, very built, like tall, giantkin woman, probably a little bit on the shorter side, actually, only about like 8 or 9 feet tall. But she looks as though she's bringing, like, she's in the midst of like having a crowd around her, and like essentially we're gonna call it like a fancy equivalent of the strongman sort of contest of like taking a hammer and like hitting a thing up.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Here, take it, join in."
I kind of look around, and
Everyone looks happy.
I look at them and I go, I would, but I have important business I need to attend to.
Please. There's nothing to worry about. It's perfectly safe. I double checked. It's not rigged, and it's really just join in. And as you're looking at this woman, the hair there's a very almost sinewy sort of feel to the way that the hair is. There's something off about this individual as well. And Nim, you see a squat little goblin just sort of coming over, a very anxious sort of face, and just like, hi, would you look like points to like the gloves in your hands. It's like, you look like the type to work with your hands. Would you be willing to come help me work on something? I'm trying to fix something. It's for my dad. I wanted to surprise him for the festival.
Nim's just looking at them and looking at everybody else like,
You don't see anybody else. You just see these people. It doesn't even cross your mind right now that no one else is there. You just see this goblin who really looks like they could use some help.
So they don't see anyone else in the group?
But you do notice the smile, it pulls back a little bit too much. There's something off about this person. Even if they think they're sincere, there's something off about this person.
It's a good thing that Nim has learned to be easily scared now. They're just kind of backing up a step and going, do you know if any of the emissaries are around?
Oh, they'll be, I think they're with my dad. You don't need to worry about it. Don't you want to join the family?
That's a bad, creepy thing to ask them right now. Is it fair to say that if they are creeped out by this, they might try to leave?
Yeah. And as you do, it's for 3 of you, actually for all 4 of you, because Serena, your version of this has been you've seen all the emissaries and several of them have wanted to have your attention alone just to chat. But the fire emissary's hair looks off. It looks like a cold flame now. It's not her normal hair. Like, you notice this. You still feel like a little dizzied by everything, but you notice it because you did roll within the tough challenge one, the tough choice. Something's not right.
Is there any pink in her flames?
There's pink.
Oh, sexy.
On.
The most that is the most Jen thing that has been said throughout this
There we go.
entire adventure.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, it sure is. Ooh. Like, okay. Do I see any of my friends?
No. And you do remember you came here with people. All of you
Okay.
suddenly remember you were with someone else. You were with other people. You all like have this realization.
Am I still unclear on magic?
You're still unclear on magic, but it feels like it's
Okay.
starting to fade away. Like right now you can't do anything. It'll last until the end of what this experience is.
Okay.
But it's more of a question of what is Serena doing in this moment? What are all of you doing in this moment? Whoever is just first to speak will basically, I'll build off of that to lead you into what happens.
I'm gonna try and find my friends.
Yeah, exactly. I have a greater purpose I need to fill. I'm not trying to get no fucking hammer on the bell. Absolutely not. I'm leaving. I say goodbye. I gotta go.
What's Farron doing? Is Farron staying with the twink?
Aaron's a little bit distracted.
Oh god.
Just a little bit. Hey, if the world's ending, you might as well have brunch first, right?
God! Oh my god.
I
Okay.
appreciate
I
this
do.
commitment to this disaster. This
Oh,
disaster of the
come
two
on. I didn't
non-binary
get to
twink.
say it.
just like yes, there's an apocalypse coming, but we still have time for mimosas.
Oh god.
Oh, come on. I couldn't even get drunk with my best friend. Damn it, Farron.
For all of you, as you pull away, or at least except for Farron, it's like, and I'll actually I want to build off of Howdian's like the whole. I don't give a shit about that bell.
I gotta go.
You hear ding, and it's like imagine like a tuning fork
I
sound
hate it.
just vibrates out everywhere, and everything around you. It's the equivalent of like if you've ever played in games or seen in shows where like the whole screen just starts having the like cracked glass effect. Just the whole region has been shifted and is like slightly warped. Like whole aspects of the city are slightly raised or lowered, like high enough that you could probably slide down some of them if need be. And like there's just this sense that everything around this place is under threat now. It's in chaos. And all of your individual people who've stuck there with you is just, they all simultaneously say, welcome to the family. And, but as they all start to move towards you, you each individually see someone just appear. And let's throw back to the first session. You see an individual who was at one of the fighting rings who had an eye patch on over one eye and looked as though one of their arms was gone. Just swing around, and there is a knife that gets embedded in like the shoulder of one of them. It's like it's not real.
Yeah, I got that.
It's not real. It's coming. And you also see for Howdian, you see just barreling down the street someone in a wheelchair where it looks as though the wheelchair has been converted, so as though it looks like it has like mechanized sort of like almost centaur sort of apparatus to it, and just like launches out of the wheelchair with a pair of swords in two hands and goes for the giant kin individual.
Oh.
Yo, they had that eject button.
They sure did. Hooked up to a
And-
car battery.
and basically the same set of different things. You see folks who look like they have like shake. You have seen an individual come up to you, Serena, and like has very shaky movements. Like they look like they're probably in a fair bit of pain, not from any particular wounds. It just seems like they have a lot of shakiness to their limbs. But you see them with like a quarterstaff, just being right in the head where the flame is of the fire emissary, and you see the sky above you has turned from that perfect clear blue that it was before, beginning to grow pink.
Oh, that's not good.
And you all take notice of the true sight of Chantico right now, which is that all four regions where the different communities live here, they are all under attack. This is, it has just either been in the middle of it or has just begun. And this is essentially a siege.
Shit, where are those whistles?
Do we see our friends?
You see each other,
Okay.
and you hear a voice say, so you did not want to stay in bliss as you approached oblivion, then join the rest of those who have decided to embrace the void itself and face destruction. And you just see there's a myriad of individuals just in the midst. There are apostles and ravagers just heading to 3 different sections, and it looks as though there's another set of, you can't tell from this distance, individuals heading to the 4th section. What do you do? You have 3 whistles and your party. What do you do?
Nim,
Hmm?
mount up
Oh, okay. Yeah.
if you
Cool.
want to. If you want to.
Nope, that's okay. I made sure
Cool.
to get a new little leather strap so that I can actually do the Thor thing with my hammer, so I'm going to just kind of grab that and go.
You try. For some reason, the magic isn't working, Serena. It
Shit.
feels like as you tried to shift, you heard just a little bit of waves. And
Oh, you motherfucker.
the magic was snuffed out.
Do I still burn the AP?
Yes.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
Yes.
Like, guys, careful casting.
No, well, you see why it happened immediately. Because appearing from behind one of the areas, you see a pair of individuals come. Serena, what is your character? Jen, what is your character like? General outline of what they look like.
Relatively sturdy in frame. Long silver hair, tan skin. Leaf scale mail, vines in the hair. But relatively not short, but average sized.
You see a sturdy, almost dryad-like individual appear about the same height as you, same build and everything. But this individual seems to, it almost looks like they have a like desecrated holy symbol, and in their bag it almost looks like they play around with tricks and things of that sort.
What would you have
if you
played
had
if
to
you weren't
guess,
playing this? I wasn't asking for a friend.
yeah, you see one is there. You see this individual, likely a mage of some kind, but also likely blessed with the power of either necromancy or healing. Just snuff out the magic immediately. And you see a secondary individual appear. This one partially goblin-esque, about the same height as Nim, wielding basically shield and sword, but there is what appears to be almost like faint magical energy emanating out of the blade. Almost like there is the power of the arcane or wizardry about them. This is likely someone who is gifted in something martial and probably some elements of the arcane as well. And you hear the voice of the Father of the Void speak once again. Let my power become real and manifest into your worst nightmares. Enjoy fighting yourself, but the rest of the void will soon be mine, as will this city and this world.
God. Oh God.
Yeah. Jace is like probably thinking it over because Jace knows exactly what they told me as well too.
Yep.
Putting forth
So-
a petition to like whack myself.
Yes, starting, we are shifting over into an action scene as it's the party's go. As you face 2 void doppelgangers.
Wait, so we're all together again because we didn't
You're
see
all
each other
together
before.
again. You're
Okay.
back. You're just in one quadrant of the city. It's just
All right.
the moment that Serena tried to cast something, the alternate version of herself just seemed to just go, no.
Sorry,
Damn.
guys.
It just snapped it out.
I really wanted that ability.
Well, too late. Your doppelganger's got it now.
Okay. Can I hit her with my staff?
You can. You
I'm
would
gonna-
know. I would say, just from a meta level for players' benefit, no, it only happens once. They have to keep using their abilities to keep canceling it out, and they have to roll to actually succeed on the cancel. So you could risk it, or you could just try and like go up and fight her. It's your call. But you would know
I'm gonna go up.
as a player base. You would know.
Yeah. I'm gonna go up and fight her. Little shit canceled my spell.
Right ahead.
Like, I'm not even gonna use my sword. I'm just gonna use my staff and just go bonk.
Horny chill.
Let's see how this goes. Let's use the metal dice and see how this goes. Ooh, don't roll a 1. Well, it wasn't a 1, it was a 6.
Okay, so you get. I will
Tough
give you
choice.
this. Your tough choice is you can either put yourself in a worse position against her, or put yourself in a worse position against Nim's doppelganger.
I will put myself in a worse position against myself. Or my other self. Other me. AU
Okay.
me.
AU me, essentially. It's
Me.
AU me.
Oh god.
But you do land the hit. It just seems to, like, depending on where you hit her, where do you hit her? It's just right across the jaw.
I think I'm going to go for just a. I think I'm just gonna like use the staff almost as a spear. Yeah, a ball. A spear, and just kind of like jam it into her abdomen, just so I can like kind of like try and push her back a little bit.
You see the sort of outfit that she has, which looks like long robes that have been formed from the very foliage of the garden itself, but that look like tainted. Like there's just this pinkish, deep purple kind of like energy that's diffusing through all of it.
So if I'm in love with everyone and she's tainted, does that make her tainted love?
I appreciate you. So that was actually good. I smile at that one. That is the
Oh,
one
I
you
love
did.
it. I
It
did it.
was
I'm gonna
good.
smile at a pun.
Damn it. It was good. Damn it.
But yeah, it's whoever else is up. You see these two, and the
She
individual.
does take 2 damage. Fuck her.
Yes, she does. She takes 2
Actually.
damage.
Actually.
I'm busy taking psychic damage from that pun.
Okay, what's their range on me?
They are both nearby to you. They are not far away.
Amazing.
Which means,
I love it.
conveniently, you can run one and be able to deal with that.
Well, here's the thing. If I want to blow a whistle, would that cost me my
That would
turn?
probably take your turn. Because you do know that the city, there are 3 regions. They're all 4 regions. One of them, which you're currently in, are under siege, and you probably would guess the longer that they are under conflict, the harder it's going to be to deal with the ramifications and how much damage might actually happen to the whole region as a whole.
All right, then I'll pull out the bison whistle. And I'll just go and you hear nothing.
And
I hope it's very anticlimactic.
there's a couple of beats where you see the Gabriel doppelganger like beginning to raise the sword and like prepare to like go at Serena. And then you just hear the sound like, and we're going full Avengers Endgame style, where you see from one area, one region, a tear in the plains happens, and you see riding through, apparently some of them having managed to tame the Kelpies that you had fought before, the whole band of hunters from the primeval garden, leading them, Marcia herself saying, all right, this fucker's got himself into some kind of trouble. Time to kill things. Don't die. And you just see it's just fucking just peering through, heading towards one region. One region is being attended to.
I just look at them and I just go, woo! Yeah! And then I turn to these other 2 people and I'm like, oh, Get ready.
Okay. Next.
Okay, so we gotta go.
Well, no, we gotta fight these people.
Yeah.
What region is taken care of? It's fine.
Two
Go
more.
fight.
Two
Go
more.
fight these.
It's your call
things.
whether or not you're going to focus on like helping the regions right now, or whether you want to deal with this threat. Because right now they're the biggest threat in front of you. Because one of them was turning their attention to Howdian, and now having seen what Howdian's done, is they are shifting their attention to Serena. So both of them are focused on her.
Hey guys.
Oh,
I
hi.
I don't know that I have a whistle. I forget who has them.
Just say everyone has access to one if you wanted to. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm taking the turn to blow the whistle. I don't want any of this. Nobody else getting hurt. We'll deal with ourselves. Just
God,
Makes
if
sense.
only I could.
Okay. With that being the case, a call cries out, and you see just emerging from various locales in one section of the city. You see a lot of the festival goers during the first time you arrived in the city just appear, especially, and you see a very charismatic man at the front of them just say, "Well, this is a little bit more excitement than I was looking forward to. But don't worry, everyone. Time for Gilmore to show his stuff." And you just see him leading a whole bunch of other like festival goers out into a secondary region to just go and just deal with the threat. And you see there's somewhere in the distance a very extravagantly robed man flying above the city and just beginning to just fire down a massive like sphere of fire down into the area.
I
And
just
you
look up and I
hear
go, I kicked him in the face the first time I met him.
yeah, you did.
so yeah, that leaves Farron.
Oh boy. Does
Your
the
call, but
double check with Nim? I still have the sigil on me, correct?
Nim definitely switched it to you.
Yeah. So Farron's just gonna turn to Harrion and just be like, "You got this, right?"
Yeah, of course. I always do.
As a parting shot, Deadeye into Shadow Gabriel's arm or Shadow Nim's arm.
there is a distinct like expression of like rage, and you just hear like the faintest bit of mutterings like I'm supposed to be the one that gets taken care of and finish you off. If I go, they're all going to be angry at me, and it's going to be my fault. This is how it's supposed to be.
That's the at Shadow Nim. Just bring it. As I go, I'm just going to start running hell for leather towards the quadrant with all the astral ravagers.
So that, yeah, and that would probably put you in range distance from them, because I imagine you're usually keeping to the back of the group for everything.
Yeah.
Just like running. And now it comes to the doppelgangers' turns, which they have their own distinct abilities.
Oh yay!
Let's see. Oh, I did give them that one.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. The Serena doppelganger is going to reach out and try to do something real quick. She fails, unfortunately. You see her reach out, and there is this deep, sort of pinkish and black shadowy energy that emanates out of her hand. Oh, but wait. You put yourself in a worse position for her. I have to re-roll that. That's a tough choice. It will land. She reaches out, and you feel this noxious sort of curse take hold of you.
That's just existence.
Fair. And you you have right now, you suddenly feel very clumsy. You, the staff falls out of your hand easily, and it's very hard for you to maintain any sort of composure. You are afflicted with clumsy. So because of this, you can't wield any of your weapons effectively.
Oh, no.
That's okay. I can still hit her.
It will be at disadvantage, we'll say, until the end of this action scene. It normally says for a month,
Ooh.
but that's way too long for an entire session. But that's yeah, it's
epilogue
really
is just
bad.
Serena.
The Doctor
Epilogue is
Strange
just like-
quest has really, really messed up things on it.
I can't
It's
believe
really
like the
bad.
epilogue is just gonna be Serena like getting her movement back. Like
I hate
epilogue
to
is just
think.
Serena successfully like picking up a sword, being like, I did it.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly,
hell
it
of a
might be
success
that might be
story.
recovery. That honestly might end up being the case depending on how things go. We'll see.
Uh-oh.
Yikes. It's really rough. But that one's there, and then the Gabriel Doppelganger is. Did I give them that? Yes, I did give them that. Cause I made them a fighter. Cause no matter what Nim said, they wanted to be fighter. So they are going to do. Yeah, they're gonna do that. They're going to use their wild attack on you.
Can I intercept?
You can. The
I
wild
would-
attack
I
is
would
going to
love
be
to.
on you.
No.
So-
No.
Yes,
Nim's gonna be very mad at you.
of course.
Yeah, they rolled a 16. So you watch as what initially looks like a longsword. What they had to drop the shield, so they're struggling to do this even. And I'm going to say the arm, in order to deal with it, the sword is not. It's rough for them to use it. They'll probably have to deposit it after this turn because of the injury to the arm. But they are able to, in the moment, as they like pull back to try and like take a slice out at Howdian, it turns into a massive warhammer, and it's just like a crack across the jaw.
Oh,
You take 4 points of damage.
oh,
Oh.
And that's how the
4?
Manticore felt. Oops.
damn.
Yeah, because wild attack, you attack with reckless power, disregarding your safety. Describe a signature style for this attack and what it looks like when you attack. It's
Shit,
a very
okay, yeah,
risky
no.
move because if she fails, they fail rather. Everyone gets an immediate counterattack on them, but they succeeded with a 16. So
All right. Well,
Screw it. I just want to be a fighter now. Damn, that.
yeah, the fact that I
Lord.
didn't take that is kind of atrocious, but you know,
I have made a mistake in my decisions,
I have made a mistake.
but
Okay, all
The two
future
of
things,
them-
I'm just being fighter.
the two have taken their turns. So the rest of you, it's back to you. You just saw Serena is now like it feels like your body is you just are not able to be coordinated, and it feels like a lot of pain is essentially what's causing it. So it's really hard, but you do feel the magic that you had access to before is back. You just know that while she's up, it's gonna be
It's
a
gonna be
problem
hard.
trying to yeah, because she's just gonna keep trying to just be like no.
Okay. Well, as I've been cracked across the jaw, I just kind of I imagine just like a little bit of blood, like kind of seeping from the nose, and I just. All right. And I take out my sword that's glowing red. And I yeah, with flame. And I just sweep up in a big attack.
So Howdian's going first to go after the Gabriel doppelganger.
Yep. Let's see, hold on.
The name of Gabriel.
Yep.
I mean, come on, say it's Nim. Now you're making me feel bad.
Also, Nova in the chat. Damn these blue control players! If it's supply, I didn't say please card. I am. It should serve as no surprise to you. I play blue mostly. I'm
it's-
that person.
No, hold on.
That's-
Can we acknowledge that this is like the Mario Galaxy, like the fake Mario?
Uh,
Why? What did you roll?
Well, that has nothing to do with what I rolled, even though I rolled a 4. But you know,
We're rolling so well, guys.
as a mono red player, I'm offended.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't hear you over your inability to do things on your turn.
oh,
And you obviously can't
Oh.
hear me over you burning everything that I try and do like every turn.
Damn.
Like this is how this works. If you don't
Yeah.
beat me, if you beat me before mid or late game, I win. That's how that
Yep.
works.
Yep. Anyway, yeah, I rolled a 4.
Carrying on.
So
Okay, so I will give you a choice between uh the green black player and her 15-15 trample hydras would like to have a word. Both of us look at you with ominous
come
eyes.
on, dude.
But so you have a choice between something related to your gear or
Mhm.
something related to your safety.
Oh, do something to my gear, I guess. It's
Okay,
fine.
the sword, while one of their arms is hurt, and this will sort of be the effect of them like losing access because of Farron's like shot to disable their arms, they have their own well of pain because they are technically a copy of Nim. The pain does happen to spring up, but they use the last bit of their strength to drop the blade, pick up the shield, and just parry the blade off, and the blade goes a distance category away.
Of course
Because
it does.
we're keeping this thing going.
Blade yeet.
Mm,
Oh my god.
Blade yeets, indeed. I hate it. But all right. So they
That's
don't take
Howdian's turn.
damage?
Nope.
Damn it.
You have to at least get a 6 to at least the land hit. So
Yes,
no
of
land
course.
and the blade gets out of your hand. Everyone else, what are you doing? Farron's in the back just being sniper.
I'm,
What you
I'm
doing?
literally running towards the Ravagers.
Excellent.
Can I try and do a smack?
You can try and do a smack.
Yeah, I still have a scimitar. We'll see if I can pick that thing up. It's not going to go well.
This will be at disadvantage because you're
Gotcha.
clumsy. I'll rule it that
Gotcha.
you're still able to attack, but it'll always be at disadvantage so
Okay.
long as this is in effect.
And as I like go to grab my scimitar, I'm just like fumbling at my hip, and I'm just like, y'all, I can't cast until this bitch is gone. Let's see. That's a 10 and a 15, so I guess that's a 10.
Yeah, so it'll hit, but there'll be either something related to your safety or something related to your gear. Same thing as
Great.
before.
She takes 2 damage. Let's do something with my gear. Take a page
Okay.
from Nivenhou's book.
You see her catch the scimitar with her
Oh,
hand.
you done
and
it.
it
You found
carves-
my favorite trope.
It carves through the hand, and you see it's starting to take on more of the appearance of the apostles you've seen before. This one almost seems like it's been infused with a portion of the Father of the Abyss's essence. And you see like the illusion of what this individual is beginning to fade. She is looking really rough,
Good.
but
I think I'll
she
snarl
catches
at
it
her.
and just it's one of those like a few inches away from one another. Like she catches it and it's just like, you will always disappoint everyone. You will
I never thought I'd
always-
have sexual tension with myself. I'm so sorry.
Oh my
I appreciate
god.
you so much, Jen. But yeah, she's just catching it, and it's like she knocks it down to the ground, but she's still taking the damage, and she's like breathing very heavily, like trying to stay up.
I think I just straight up snarl at her.
It's like you haven't quite shifted to a creature form yet, but there's like
But I'm close enough.
pretty much.
Fuck it, let's go feral.
Who has the last whistle?
And basically anyone. I'm gonna rule
You
it
can
just
you
as
can use
like
it.
any. Yeah.
Cool. I'm just gonna, you know what? I just want to grab the whistle and blow it. I'm just like, y'all,
If only
I
blowing
can
things
do
could solve this problem.
just, you know what? You made a mistake because that is not my worst fear. My worst fear was water ghosts, and apparently they're here to help us, pointing at the Kelpies. You did a
blow-
really bad job guessing.
You blow the whistle as you say that, and it's not the same as the other ones. This one makes an audible noise. And this one sounds like, if anyone's ever listened to panpipes, especially stuff that's played for like Andean music, it plays, and you see the biggest riff appear near the third region, and you see the fire giant leader just appear. And you see, as there have been a few apostles just running at the rift, like trying to, like looking like they're gonna cast something to try and close it. You just see a big old like sweep as like a great sword just cleaves through several of them.
Oh shit!
I love
And
it.
and you see, as the sky above you, while there is pink, you also hear as a lightning bolt just shoots down, as the storm giant leader also steps through, and you see all of the clan leaders have brought a small contingent of giant kin with them.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Nim is just going to kind of look at the other two and wave the whistle and be like, hi.
So that is, I think the only one who hasn't taken their turn is Farron. In that case, Farron because Farron's still running towards them. But you see all of the rifts appear, and it looks like they're being taken care of for the most part. Your region you're in right now seems to be the only one that still needs attention.
Is there anyone around me?
Wait, say that again.
Is there anyone around, like, other than the
As far as you can
doppelgangers?
tell, you don't see anyone off the top of your. From what you can, it would probably take you like having to take some time to just get a better look. But
Yeah. So I'm probably a decent clip away from the others at this point, aren't I?
you are, in terms of category, you are in range of everyone else. If you move one more away, you're going to be like out of the fight to help them for your ranged weapons. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So right now you're at the optimal distance where you could be before like getting out of the fight.
I will take another shot.
Okay, who are you taking the shot at?
Shadow Nim.
It's like, still appreciate you, but also you did hide stuff from us. This works.
Yeah. This is just like a healthy way to resolve the
Yeah.
internal
So
issues.
Fire.
healthy. Give me more internal issues. Thank you.
So fire away. Roll it to see if you land. Unless you're
14.
spending 14. That's a success. It's as this individual is like starting to like just get enraged, and looks as though they're about to charge a Howdy, and there's like an arrow shot that say collarbone. We'll go with collarbone
Oh,
because that's gonna hurt. Like if we're going the full like orc firing at Boromir kind of shot, it's just like one of those where it's just like,
Ooh.
Or like
But-
that, like
Move out, shall we? My collarbones.
yeah, like the clavicle maybe, like just like
yeah, it's and this doppelganger is also looking pretty rough.
good to know.
But Farron has taken the shot. Nim has played the whistle. Howdian has tried, and the blade has fallen out. And Serena is trying to fight with herself and apparently having sexual tension. It's an interesting thing. It happens. Hey,
Oh, I've got an excellent one-liner for when I kill her.
excellent. I will say,
Yes,
as this happens, Farron,
Oh no.
appearing from out of the shadows nearby you, it's very hard to tell in that moment, but let's see what happens with this. Yeah, it goes through. You see very faintly what looks like a shock of flaming red hair a rather tall elven build to this individual. And you just see you turn around and you feel in your side, like a dagger, like go into you.
That's where it went.
Kelly's so fucking cool.
That's where Nim's dagger went.
Oh my god, I just remembered that was the thing.
That better not. I literally got like a new dagger and sword and hammer right before I left. Like, goddamn.
It's like I should have fucking
Nim's
waited.
little dagger.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The blade doesn't go that deep. But, Farron, you start feeling very woozy.
Oh, God, no.
And you just hear in a voice that's a far more like malicious tone of Howdian's voice speak and just say, night, night. And you also see another individual, as you're about to like pass out, you see another individual is also appearing. And you see this one with a inverted holy symbol, a shield, and a sword that is blazing with fiery energy. Version of yourself appearing.
Great.
This goes kind of hard. I don't want to. I don't want to like. It's so cool. Oh god.
But yeah, carrying on.
Yep.
That's the individual with the blazing sword though is farther away than the spy Howdian is. So Spyrian. So they are only near. They will only be able to be nearby to you by the time they finish their turn. But you just this Howdian like comes, stabs you in the side, and you are falling asleep.
Sleep.
Basically.
When you wake up, you're gonna absolutely love everything we do. Oh god. It's so good.
Top of the round. It's everyone's go. What are you doing?
Oh, all right, okay.
By the way, you can all see, even with as far away as they've gone, that like Farron has new company. Very familiar company.
Hmm.
I would say
Go.
though, before I do that, Farron, as you are falling unconscious, you do hear, while the face looks malicious and set, like with absolute like determination, very faintly, only you are hearing this very anxious muttering underneath their breath of like, he'll be proud once I do this. You're up.
I want to smack her.
Fire away. Disadvantage again. Remember,
Disadvantage.
what happened?
It was going to be a 15, but then I rolled the second die, and then the 5 came off, and now it's just a 1.
Damn.
So I would like you to give me a sense of what very critically like failing thing happens in this moment. Because we could just do it like she gets a free attack or advantage something, but what do you
Right.
think would be more interesting in this moment?
I think just for a second, I look at her and I take what she said to heart just a little bit too hard, and I hesitate. And the free attack's not a bad idea, honestly.
Yeah,
I think I hesitate.
Yeah, so This will be something she has to roll. There's no advantage or anything on it. It's just something she has to roll. She rolls a 19 though.
Oh, sexy. At least it's not 20.
So yeah, it's not 20, but she, like, as you go for it, like it's almost like the scimitar was stuck in her hand. She just it's a slice across the shoulder.
Oh, that's cool though. How much damage do I take?
It's only 2, but
Okay.
it's going to your actual health pool for once. Serena,
Yeah, right.
you are actually being hurt in a fight. It's remarkable.
That might be the first time.
It might be.
But that is Serena's turn. Howdy and Nim, you do know that the Gabrin Shadow and the Serena Shadow are both quite hurt, and you are also seeing that Farron has currently got a bit of a situation.
Uh-huh. So question. I can of course call the weapon back to me.
Yes.
It says that, hold on. In addition, the blink ability now costs 1 AP for the wielder and can be used to also make a melee attack. Or is that like I call it back and I do an attack, or is it like I
Yes.
have to throw that? Oh, awesome.
Yes, because it's cooler. That's why.
Because it is cooler.
It's the finale. We're going with what is impact here.
Yes. So I'll do this exact thing.
Spend
Okay.
an AP to cast Yeet Thyself.
Yes. Absolutely. So I will, yes. I will
Are you
like
going for Nim's shadow or Serena's shadow? Because you know that you can see just based off how like badly she's like heavily breathing that Serena's shadow is hurt way more.
Oh, then I'm going for Serena's shadow.
What's
So
the roll?
I'll spend the 1 AP and be like, back to me, and then the sword just like gets in there, and I'm like, oh, all right. And then I'll come on, work this time. Not a fucking 1. Come on, dude.
Is it a 2?
It's a 1. It is a 1. So,
Okay. So
come on. Where are my good d20s?
would you
Don't worry, I'll get her next time.
would you like something to happen to yourself, or would you like something to happen to Serena?
No, to me. Me.
You try and blink towards the shadow to Serena. The scimitar is raised, and as the blade is coming back to you, she seems to catch it and just stick it into your shoulder.
Whoa.
Like, it's rough.
Hell, dude. All right.
So that's that turn.
Do I get damage? Of
Yeah,
course I
you get the 2 damage to yourself, unfortunately.
What the hell, man?
Nim, you're up.
How bad are they both looking?
Audien's decently hurt, but also
But the shadows, I think.
yeah,
Is what they're talking
you do know, at least for Serena's case, if that magic user's gone, there'll be a much higher likelihood that she can go back to just being safe in bear or other related forms.
Yeah, how bad is Shadow Nim?
Similar, but a little bit more, like doing a little bit better. Still not great, but not as bad as the Shadow Serena.
Cool. With the ability on the Terrorbane Maul, you said I can channel an orb of divine light and throw it at up to 2 nearby creatures. Can I just step in between them and essentially do the like shield hammer, like cling?
Oh, double.
And
There's
no,
a cling.
just literally
Oh,
just
hitting
hit the
it together.
hammer on the shield, just ting, and then
It's like a shockwave. Are you spending the points? To
yeah,
do
I'm
that?
spending the 4
Okay.
AP.
The shot, like it's like a sonic boom goes off of divine light, and it's 4 damage, right?
4 damage to each. Yeah.
Yeah. They're both They just both look in terror as the light overtakes them. They're both gone.
Oh,
The Serena shadow only had 2 health left.
Yeah.
I know, but we
Just
didn't
everyone
want
kept
we
missing.
didn't we didn't want either of them up next round.
Hey,
No,
true.
you did it. You really did it.
And then
But-
I am going to run towards Farron.
Yeah, you'll be because Farron went so far away from the fight. You're at nearby.
Can I run towards Farron and like let go of the hammer so that it's just around the wrist thing and
Yes.
draw the starlight
Yeah.
bow if Farron gave that to Nim?
Yeah,
'Cause
we
I
can
don't
say you did.
remember.
Yeah, we can say you did. At this
Okay.
point, it doesn't matter. But yeah, you see Farron, instead of just having you like miss a turn because it's boring, I would like you to roll a d20. If you succeed, you wake up and you are not in a disadvantageous position. You will still have the 2 on you, but you will not be at a disadvantageous position.
Natural 20.
You rolled like
What
3
the
of those.
hell?
What the?
Come on.
What is this balance? One of you like
think
just
they
is rolling
took-
ones.
They took my karma and
I just
just
leached
stole it.
all their luck
Yeah.
and just plowed it into my dice for tonight.
Okay, can I have
Absolutely.
it back, please? I want it
Can I-
back.
You
please?
you wake up. You wake up and you see the shadow version of yourself, as well as the shadow version of Howdy, and both of them look quite stabby.
Hmm.
I will also note, because you took care of, I said it was the Serena copy and the Nim copy. Serena, I would like you to feel free, while we're in the midst of this, to choose between Nature's Wrath, Wild Evolution, or World Wish as a legendary ability that you get.
Oh, Jesus, let me go look at those real quick, please. Hold on.
Yes, that's why I'm saying it now on their turn. And because as the divine light radiates out and takes care of both of these copies, a fragment of that pinkish energy that once inhabited Nim escapes, but it looks as though almost like it's been purified. This is the last boon that the gods are able to offer to you all.
Oh, I'm
Slay your copies and take the power for yourself to fight and stand a chance against the Father of the Void.
I'm just reading
So,
the. Don't mind me.
On a
I'm just
meta
reading the-
level, you know, I'm not saying you have to take care of these other 2, but there's some cool shit I can give you if you take care of those 2. Think of it this way. They're coming from the playbooks that all of you chose as alternates.
Oh.
That's the other reason I asked. We're not going to have a long enough for another series, so this is how I'm giving you legendary abilities. This is the moment.
Wait, so
Uh,
since both Serena and Nim went,
Nim, you get to choose between the ability Heal or Banish. Take your pick. It is now, Farron, you've succeeded. You're up, but that is everyone's turn. So now you see a very stabby Howdian who does not look at quite as, how should we say, not healthy, but not quite as hardy in the constitution area as the normal Howdian is. Seems as though a little bit more nimble and crafty. But the other version looks like 3 times as big in the musculature department. The exact opposite of twink status is what we're seeing.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention. Yeah, if you are when you do pick your abilities, just send those privately to me. But yeah, let's see which ones the Evoker ones are all really bad, and you're very squishy. Yeah, they're just gonna come and like try and take a whack at you with their 3 damage blade. That's a 15. It feels, Farron, it feels like the deepest, the most searing flame. Like if you remember moments where going out camping as a kid and like you might have accidentally like almost burned your hands trying to start something, it feels like that, but a blade cutting across like your stomach. Like the wound is cauterized for how intense the flame is.
Oh,
Has it been cut with a lightsaber?
Basically, you just got cut by a
Nice.
corrupted divine lightsaber.
wrong. Mm.
And then other stabby one who I gave her. Yeah, I did give her nearby foe attacks a creature other than you. Yes, I will use the first ability on determination track for the spy, which is
A what
sneak
now?
attack.
Yikes.
Because the way it works is that she can only use it whenever someone else hits another foe. So
Bruh.
because
Gross.
landed, she's gonna get a hit for free. But she fails that one, and her normal attack lands. So you're gonna take another 2 damage as she just, and it's like whirling dervish of blades kind of movement. She's very acrobatic and very graceful almost in her movements. And just it's like right top of the chest. But as she does so, there is like a flare of energy that emerges from the wound of almost like divine roots that take hold of the dagger and just fire it off into another direction. She loses the blade and she's in a disadvantageous position for you because she rolled a 2 and a 16. So I'm basically giving her, she gets 2 attacks because of the sneak attack usage. But unfortunately, she's lost one of her main weapons.
Cool.
But like she just, you basically took 5 damage this turn from the 2 of them just pummeling you.
Ooh.
It is now top of the round.
All right. So yes, I can move and do an ability. So I will move closer, and then I'll use Valiant Soliloquy for 2 AP.
And I'm pulling it up right now because that's in the fighter track. That's all the way over here.
And that's basically everyone gets to redo their next roll. Yeah, you gain the option to redo your next roll.
There you go. Yeah, it's not
yeah.
an ability you've used very often, but it's a
no,
big one.
I sure don't. It's a good one. So if you want to redo your next roll, then you can, or you can save it for something else. And it's I have to do a speech, but it's
I will not
basically
require you to do one, but you can feel free to at the very least describe what the whole contents and such are if you don't want to come up with something.
Well,
your
it's
call.
basically like the Aragorn speech for Middle Earth, like
at the Black Gates.
Yes, at the Black Gates, just fucking a day may come when the courage of man fails, but it is not this day.
It's just if
Yeah.
you don't mind me adding,
Yes,
just one detail to that.
of course.
The hair, you didn't even like necessarily call for it to grow to turn on to flame, but it is. But it has a radiant sort of energy about it now.
That is so fucking cool.
We're going
and it is
full
like
hype.
Yeah, and that's very cool because it's very much I'm still like back a bit, and I'm like with glowing sword in hand, and it is just like absolutely like she's having full confidence and full how do you say,
This is her in her element as she
Yeah.
needs to be.
yeah, it's just very much like the absolute passion of like war just like rages within her, and she's she's very much in her element, and she looks very glowy.
That is Howdian. Everyone else, what are you doing?
Farron is going to sort of like just start summing up a little bit of their magic as little sparks begin to arc along the recurve of their bow as they just look dead in the eye of their shadow and just go, "You might find this a bit shocking." As they just pull an arrow up to the sky and let it loose, and as they do, a bolt of lightning just streaks down out of the sky and slams down on top of them.
You see this bolt hits, and it essentially almost entirely fries this individual. They go from whatever hit points they had to barely standing. They are just there and looking like they can barely hold on to their weapons.
As the bow's gonna go away, and I'm just gonna pull out the two daggers, Legolas style.
Yes.
It's like, I'm ready for a fight.
It's like, I will do this. It is Serena and Nim's turn.
Can I pick up my staff from where it's on the ground?
You can do that. That is perfectly acceptable.
What is
You
the
do this.
where's the closest where's the closest meanie baby to me?
Meaning, they are in range, so they are at least 2 distance categories away from you.
Okay,
it
if
would
I were
take-
to move toward them, I would be within shooting range of them.
Well, right now you are from a long
Oh.
range to them. In the way it works, just a quick review, because we've done this a lot, but like immediate, which is like melee, nearby, which is 1 distance category, in range, which is ranged weapon, 2 distance category. Don't even care. You're just way too out of the battlefield. That's basically how it's always worked. All have been mainly like either the only one who's really had to care about that was really Farron, because Farron just wanted to stay away from the fray of the fight. Because then they have to pull shit like the Manicore incident with the wings, which was like time to do the ridiculous thing.
I do have a longbow. Am I able to I would like to move closer and shoot
Yes.
the nearest
You do
friend.
see the two of them, Farron's shadow is the most hurt, like barely standing. And I will note, there is in their hand, they are raising the sword up, and you're seeing an energy that you have only ever seen Nim use.
Oh, hell no. I would like to shoot them with disadvantage and see how this works. So here's a question. I roll with disadvantage. If I don't like the roll, am I able to use House Thing to re-roll
I will let
that?
you roll 3.
Deal.
I mean, yeah, if you want to.
It might be necessary.
I mean, if the disadvantage is fine, then I mean.
Okay. So I'll roll with disadvantage, and if I don't like it, I can roll more.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Yeet. Okay. That's an 11.
That would be a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw it. Yep. They take 2 damage, and I shoot them, and I'm like, Farron, it's been a minute, but I'm gonna try. Let's go.
And you see them be about to point out, and you hear in like an elven tongue, "Be gone." And right as they're about to say the word to bring down an unholy smite upon you, you just see the arrow pierce through the armor at just the right spot, and they fall. You're muted, you one-lining motherfucker.
Just like to Francis right there holding the bow, it's like,
just like, not bad.
Amazing.
Learn from you too.
And Jace, you may choose between sacrifice or prophecy in the invoker track. There is 1 individual remaining. She does not look like she's very happy about the situation. But I think that leaves only Nim's turn left, because Howdian's has a managed.
I thought I went. No.
This round, I don't think you went.
If I moved, I still couldn't get up to them because they're like on a roof or some shit, right?
No, they were in. But you had already started moving the previous turn, so they would have been nearby. So with 1 distance, you could get up to her. She does not see the armored half gobbo coming her way. She's kind of just noticing that her ally got fried and then shot through the back with an arrow. It's a little bit disorienting.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I don't need the bow. I can just hammer and try to hit her because the ability on Blazing Avenger allows me to cast Fiery Avenger on the hammer at will for no AP cost, which will bring up my damage to 3.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
That's what full Invoker will get you on that track. It's
I
pretty
went-
damn good.
I went full they protect and they attack.
Yes.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
So that's an 8.
So it will hit, but there will be a unfortunate thing emerge from that.
Okay. I'm
So-
unsure. It's usually like weapon or precarious position or
I'll say this, you have the option of either losing the weapon or putting yourself in a position that gives her the ability to use her sneak attack again. Normally she needs someone else to proc that ability, but I'll give it to her if you want to take that option. It's either that or lose the hammer for at least this next round.
fudge. Well, you know what? How and I keep losing our gear, so I'll just say lose the hammer. The safety strap doesn't quite work as well as I wanted it to.
That works. Actually that's a good way of putting it. The strap just does not handle as well as you had hoped, and it just flies off a little bit of ways. You can still see it, but it'll take you like the next round to go and grab it.
I mean, it's glowing and on fire, so.
Okay. With her turn, seeing that you're coming at her and you've dealt a really good hit to her, she turns around and you watch as from beneath the cloak, it's like aspects of her form shift and they make a little mini arm cannon. Does that require you? Oh no, it does not require her to actually roll for that. So yeah, you just watch as an eldritch bolt of energy just fires out to it and it hits you straight in the chest, Nim. You take 6 damage as she uses Death Hand on you.
What?
You just got Eldritch blasted.
Pretty much. This is the improved. This is the spy version of it.
That or Finger of Death.
Yeah.
Either of them hurt. Both of them hurt.
Yeah.
Both are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oof,
But-
ouch, owie, my soul.
Yes, but it is next turn. Pretty much anyone could take her. I just need one of you to roll a success.
On a
I'm
stammer.
asking for.
Yes.
Yeah, just do it. Fair.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
13.
As she looks as though she's about to like pull out something from her bag and almost reload the Death Hand again. It's like
You're not the only one with a knife, bitch.
down. Howdy.
Is this thank you for the manticore?
Yes.
Aldian, I would like you to look. You gain access to Rift from the Wizard legendary ability list.
Wait, what
Go
is
take a
that?
look.
Hold on.
That's why it's on page 99.
Ooh. Right. Alright.
You chose Wizard and Spy. I
I
gave
sure
the one
did.
that I thought might be the most interesting.
I sure did.
But with this confrontation between the Shadow Doppelgangers, the party is hurt. You've used a decent amount of ability points, some of you.
Mm-hmm.
Speak for yourself. I couldn't use Jack because I was stupidly not being able to cast. Moving on.
But I think this is a really good spot for us to take a break, as you will have, I will say this just from a meta level and to help fit the narrative, you will have like a round or two if you want to use an ability. You're in the midst of fighting, but you're out of combat. If there's anything you want to use to patch up, this is your last chance. As you see, as our last image before we go to break, the sky begins to tear open, and you see emerging from out of it the beginnings of a beautiful red, orange, and yellow phoenix, whose the luster of the feathers is beginning to lose their coloration, but it looks as though it might be bringing a sign of hope, when you also see rising from up out of the center of the city the void form of Alia, slowly manifesting in almost like astral projection form. Like for anyone who's seen Avatar, the seventh chakra being opened, that way that the Avatar form appears, you're seeing that manifestation of the creature that Serena noted before.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll
You
just see
see-
Serena just go, shit.
You see that being, if this is going to end, that needs to go. You have now to patch up and then decide what happens. And that is where we're going to take our break.
Hmm. All
I'm
right.
gonna go get some tea.
Yeah, we're taking away. Help.
So when we come back, it is literally the Rava versus Vatu fight.
Basically.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, but which
You
one
are
of us
not
is won?
wrong. That was not intentional, but
Damn. All right.
Well-
Well, see y'all later then, I guess.
yeah, we'll see you in about 10 minutes because
Oh my
this
God.
is a finale. See
Take
you
a break.
soon,
Goodbye.
everybody. everybody. Welcome back. Hello, everybody. It took us a second. We had to do a little thing of getting a tech stuff sorted out. But yeah, hello again, wonderful friends, travelers of the interwebs, and folks who are just tuning in now or are perhaps only catching up through the VODs. Welcome to the session 14 finale of our Plains of Providence Quest RPG campaign, where our group has just fought themselves and discovered that someone literally playing blue as a mage in this system sucks. Like as a fellow blue Magic the Gathering player, we're evil. This is canon that we're evil. That's part of the fun of it. But in actuality, you join us as in a city under siege in the northern region of the continent of Agni. In the city of Chantico, the group is struggling after having summoned all of their allies to deal with the threats all across the city, though those who have broken free of whatever sort of illusion that seemed to be trying to take hold as almost like a preemptive attack was happening under the noses of people at the festival. The party has seen their final threat flying down from the sky, seemingly having taken control, at least somewhat, of the emissary to the all-consuming void itself, Alia, with the father of the void in command. Your path is clear to your ally. You see to your enemy. You see that there are astral ravagers. There are apostles seemingly trying to get to your position. And as there's a moment where you don't have really any sense to break, you just see several of your past allies, the NPCs that you've met throughout this journey. You actually even see Lorenzo and Odyssea appear as well throughout this, as you see blasts of energy when one leaps to try and tackle at Howdian, because I believe Howdian's one of the most hurt of the party. You just see a blast of energy fire out, and while it's a pinkish energy and you worry that more reinforcements are coming, it is coming from Odyssea, whose moth-like wings have emerged from her back, and they are like there. And you see another one that seems to try and leap at Farron. You see a bow shot from a very charmingly lizard folked face, just sort of smiling and like, go, heal up, we'll take care of the rest. You have basically a round or two to heal. Do anything related to healing or patch yourself up for prep. And because you see the city square is ahead of you.
I am drinking a potion.
Because I believe you have 3 of those, and if you're going to use an ability, do it now.
Oh,
what's it? You get 3 or?
I believe it's 4.
Game 4.
Yeah.
Is this like
4.
Is this like a regroup?
No, it is not a regroup. It is just basically you have the chance to patch up.
All right, then I'll use the healing potion as well. How much? Wait, how much healing do you?
It's 4 HP.
Okay.
And if anyone else is going to do any other healing right now, this is your last one. This is the last save point. This is the last rest before. This is the last moment of reprieve before jumping into the breach.
Deep breath before the plunge.
If anybody really needs it, I can burn 3 and give you back 6.
I mean, no.
If you want to save the potion, it's up to you, because that might be good to have as well.
Oh,
you can decide that right now. That is your call.
Yes, I do want that actually, because 6 would bring me back to full, and then I can save the healing potion.
Okay, I'm just asking because otherwise I was just going to burn smite as quickly as I could.
But yeah.
Nim, do we think we want to be in the air? I'm kind of leaning towards staying on the ground for this one.
Can we even get them on the ground?
I don't know, but
know.
we shouldn't split. Not now.
By the way, Serena, it's actually no wait, we rolled at the end of the combat. Never mind, carry on. Because I was gonna keep giving you the clumsy thing, then I remembered no, I said that we were gonna rule it because it's more interesting and fun if you're not just permanent disadvantage the rest of the fight. Because that would suck.
That'd be really funny. What do we think?
I mean, if you're asking me, I would indeed suggest staying on the ground and not splitting up.
No, let's go on the ground for now, because otherwise I don't Like,
Yeah, if we need to wing up, then we'll wing up. But
Yeah.
I
Good.
kind of want to see if I can save my stuff for a little bit more.
yeah, I'm trying to save at least one last smite for funsies.
Alright.
Oh. I'm going to turn to How.
Oh, yes.
Come here.
Come over.
Make it.
No. You are going to be in the thick of things. So I have a small boon, small as it may be, to give you. I reach out and I touch her. Oh wait, never mind. Never mind. I can't do it on her. I can only do it on me. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Oh,
What's the ability?
It was the petrify ability. That would basically give the creature a shell that can absorb damage.
Fuck it. If you're willing to spend the points, give it to Howdian.
I touch
It's
How
more-
and there.
oh,
It's more interesting because
Um,
you still have to spend the ability points to do it. So
Right,
I'm
yeah.
gonna roll it. It's more interesting and more fun.
Oh, less. And her armor and clothing become encased in kind of like a chitinous shell. It will absorb 10 points of damage.
Ooh.
And
is
if you are hit with a non-magical weapon, the weapon shatters.
Oh, this is a
It's
Zarya
really
bubble.
good. Serena has never had to worry about it because the animal forms have generally absorbed a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If you play
it'll
Overwatch,
only
this is a Zarya bubble.
It looks like it'll only tank one hit because
Sorry.
the carapace crumbles after it takes damage, but it will protect you for one hit.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's not much, but
It's amazing. That's it.
That's all you know.
I just
fucking
look
good.
at my armor and I go, I don't know exactly
you
what.
look a bit like a roly-poly, but like it's great.
That's amazing. Actually, I've always wanted to be a roly poly.
Aw.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty.
Oh boy.
Anything
Well.
else? Anyone wants to prep? Are you good?
Well, let's see. Hold on. Let's see if I have anything to do. Oh, I can size up the big creature.
We could say that's, yeah, I'd say even from this distance, we'll leave that as last because we'll say that's what gets the attention.
Sure.
But if there's anything else anyone wants to do,
Does Serena want to turn into a creature now, or is that?
No, I'm going to burn some ability points before going into creature form, I think.
okay. As you size up the creature, Howdian, it's just this descent. The best musical reference I can say for this, for anyone who might be tuning in and wants a nice little backdrop of music to this, go to Dark Messenger off the Final Fantasy IX soundtrack,
Ooh.
as it is like the most unholy manifestation of Alia descends down.
Oh, delightful.
It's like pink and it's an apostle form you've seen before, but it's more muscular. The sinewy is like denser, and the form is just unpleasant. It is.
Also, I did change my mind. I am going to Pegasus up. So we're gonna.
As you do that,
Uh-oh.
you see the hand raise, and you feel like your own claws from trying to shift into the form dig into you. You take 1 point of damage, and you don't shift.
Oof.
Because the Father of the Void rolled a natural 20 to use no on you.
Wow.
To use no. But I still spend the ability points.
You do spend it.
Okay.
But it's
cool.
just basically like, I grow tired of this. Grow tired of weaklings getting in my way. You think you are ready to fight a new god? Then come and show me what you are capable of, you foolish whoops. And As you see that, as they say this, Howdian, you take in the form that is above. You see that there is a strong pulse of that familiar pinkish psychic energy, but this one is different than the one you've seen on the Manicore and the other ones. This one is, even from this distance, you feel this deep sense of malevolence, as though your very mind and form could be taken control of. So that's one thing. The being is flying, but it seems to be heading somewhere closer to the ground. That is another. And you do notice that there are like whirls of psychic energy, very similar to the apostles when they've unleashed their ribbon whirlwind to hit multiple of you. And you see, as one hand is being raised, a construct of tar beginning to raise. And as a last feature, it has what appears to be this noxious aura around it that you think if its hands are to grasp you or to hurt you in any way, it would drain the very life force from you and heal itself.
All right.
You could control, like, copy, paste all of
Yes.
that in whatever way.
Yeah, I will. I will.
But
Just copy paste. Mm-hmm.
it flies down, and you see this entity taking hold of the emissary of the all-consuming void. It is a horrifying sight. I need everyone to roll a d20.
Damn it. Does
This is
the Valiant soliloquy?
it's still in effect.
Cool. Good.
This is just
16.
50.
you hold firm. You hold
11.
firm. You hold firm.
We will re-roll that. Oh, natural 20.
You all stand strong. This being of malevolent astral energy fused with eldritch power of a place far more terrifying than any of you have ever experienced is there, but it does not take hold. You do not lose your first turn to the fear effect. Begin. It is the party's turn. What are you doing?
I'm gonna regret this, but I'd like to try. Go ahead.
No, you can do the. Go ahead.
I want to try and cast shock on the large, big meanie baby.
Okay. You do shock.
And I don't have to roll. Do I have to roll for it?
I don't think you
I
have
don't
to
think
roll for
so.
shock. I think it's
Sexy.
a ton of ability points, but it
Gorgeous. It takes 8 damage. If it has metal connected to it, it takes 10 instead.
No metal. This is a shapeless form.
All right,
just
and I
suddenly
will
taking solid.
And I will hide behind my very bright mantle.
All right, that's the first opening salvo lets loose of. Next.
How far away is the big bad?
I would say in range.
In range, okay.
So that only really ranged weapons could have at it. You'd need to get closer if you were going to do anything melee, or blink to try and land on it.
I mean, I can blink with my weapon, right? Or I can blink towards my weapon, basically. Or I can just Rage of the Fire Lily. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go into big old rage. Spend the 2 AP, and so I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move towards it.
Hold on 1 second, Inez.
Actually, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Inez,
Yes.
Can you hear me right now? Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
just double checking. My connection went spotty just for a second.
Oh.
I had my no. I'm okay right now. I think it was the Ethernet cable went out for a second, so I had to put it back in, so it went unstable for me. You're fine.
Okay.
Carry on.
Okay.
So what do you do?
There you go. So I'm gonna move towards it, and then I'm gonna make an attack and Rage of the Fire Lily make another attack. So I'm gonna make 2 attacks this turn.
Okay,
That's all right.
let's see what happens. Just looking at the dice, like, don't fucking betray
Yeah.
me, man.
Well, that's a 7 on the first one.
Okay.
I mean, that does hit. That does 2 damage, right?
Yes, that does. You get a choice between either disadvantageous position or exposure to the noxious aura. This is the final fight. The cost will be much higher.
Then I'll choose the disadvantageous position.
You right now, you have to basically to make doing your movement, you have to leap up to try and like slash at them. You manage to land a slice, but they are like picking you up by the arm right now with one of their hands and holding you up. So you still have the sword hand to try and like make the other attack, but now they're in position to hit you better, and you're not moving.
Yeah, no, all right.
Magic.
Is the next attack with disadvantage or no?
I'm gonna say yes as well. No, actually, no. Actually, no. I will say that disadvantage would have been if it had been the 2 to 5 range. I think just for 6 to 10 tough choice, you already being in a position where it can hit you more is bad enough.
All right. Please, please, bro. Come on. There we go. A 12.
Okay.
If that's hold on, that's just a success. Yeah. All right.
It lands.
Yeah. Amazing. Awesome. So that's me, and I'm in its claws. Uh-oh.
Basically, it's not great.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, that was Howdian and Serena's opening attacks.
Well, we might as well double up on the shock factor, and I'm just gonna again the recurve of the bow just starts to arc with energy as you just pull back and just it's like a like fine like bolt of lightning forms in the bow and just
It is looking very hurt. It is actually already starting to look really rough.
I've done one more of those.
Nim, you're up.
I keep trying to think of new things that I really want to do, but you know what?
I hear the word smite coming.
Yeah.
Get him. Get him.
Smite me,
Yeah,
oh mighty smiter.
Smiter.
Well, here's hoping it goes through.
Okay.
Well, it will. And you have a reroll if you really.
Oh no, it's just a does 10 damage, hopefully.
Oh.
You're using smite?
Yeah,
You cast the smite down on this creature, and by all accounts, it looks as though it's disintegrated. And you watch as the form that falls to the ground is Alia's form. And you see emerging, much more terrifying, much bigger, is the full form, no longer an astral projection, but the full corporeal form of that being. You got rid of its host. It's mad.
Can I wait? Does this mean that all of the other stuff is how in the thing?
Oh, you're right.
I sure am.
Did that because
Yeah,
that
no. You just how you start falling, and then it feels like you hit solid ground for a second.
Hmm.
And then you realize you're on the lower half of this creature.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Well,
And
everything's fine.
everything's fine. It looks not great. It does not look as though it has fully rehealed per se,
Oh,
but you see it go. Now I am growing tired of your insolence, small one.
only to those of absurd height.
You are small. You are beneath me.
Farron's just gonna look to
Do we-
Dim and say, "You're telling me that's not
Literally.
wait, do we all hear this?
Yeah, you all hear that. And
All right.
you watch, Farron, as you say that, you watch as your bow, the hands on your bow, if it's okay, checking in, is it okay
for
if
it.
I'm okay? You watch as this being raises one hand up and it points down at Farron. You say you have one more shock left, right, Farron?
Fuck.
Yep.
Next turn, you're using shock on Nim.
Oh.
As the creature gives up one of its 2 attacks to take control of one of you, and it says, kill.
Oh, hey, there's power word kill.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
Mm.
also
The better power word is catapult, which is power word yeet. But
Also fair.
Nim, like
Oh, no.
you're wearing metal armor, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Damn.
Actually, I don't know what the Terrabane armor counts as, but I'm assuming metal.
It's, yeah, I think it's fair to say that. But the creature
well,
also
that's
said
basically an insta KO.
it'll knock Nim out. But
That's
it
why I have a
points
healing
down
potion.
to, it looks over at Howdy and says, and as for you,
What?
Fire
What?
Lily, let's see how quickly we can smother that flame. And it's just because it has advantage on you. That's 14,
Oh.
and that's good. It had advantage. It had a 1, and then it rolled a 14. So it's gonna pick you up, and it starts like crushing you in its hand.
Cool.
You take 4 damage from 1 hit.
No,
And
you
you
don't
see
because you have the shell.
Oh, that's true. The shell.
This is
and
true.
It's. I will say this for extra flavor on that, Serena. Your carapace of armor that normally invokes the powers of nature, you also see now it's like a radiant flame of red, orange, and yellow appears, and you see only Howdian sees this. You see Abira there in that moment, like with a blade holding back the arms, and just knocks it to the side. But the essentially mechanically it takes care of the damage to the armor, but the deities to whom you have given reverence and acted in accordance with and helped are here with you. But
And the
it is
armor
now,
crumbles.
and the armor crumbles.
It's fine.
But in this so the damage goes through, and the creature will recover some health from this.
Fine.
But it comes to the group's turn, and you all just see Farron.
I cast Banish.
Can you do? I think
Damn.
narratively it works that Farron's gonna hit first, so you'll be knocked out before you even get to do anything.
I thought it was whoever like picked to go.
Well,
It's pretty much, but it's also following the narrative of it as well, and it also makes sense that Farron would have the quickest draw.
I think so, yeah. But it's fine. I got you.
The lightning just and Nimian falls to 0.
I don't have the AP to do to the mantle.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I got it.
You have a health potion though.
Mhm.
Howdian.
Yeah, I wanna blink towards Nim, and then just
Yeah, we'll
stuff
say this
that.
replaces the attack that you would get. So Nim,
Yeah.
you look up and you see the familiar face of your very tall, buff elven,
Yeah.
elven lesbian mom, just looking up and just
Uh-huh.
being like, "I got you."
Yeah, I say I didn't give you that medal for nothing. God.
But Farron's turn gets used up. Nim, you're basically spending your turn unconscious, and Howdian's gotten you up. Serena, it's your call.
I'm going to shapeshift into as big a bird as I possibly can.
You hear
Oh hell no! No, he's left my little
you hear a bird call.
The eagles are coming.
No. You watch as, because this is your last ability points, right?
Yep. These are the last ones.
You hear a bird call from the sky. And you see it's like a teardrop fall from the center of the sky. Like a crystalline teardrop of blazing red, orange, and yellow light. And you hear, only you, Serena, you hear, "I will be with you in this moment." And you all watch as the form Serena takes spreads out, nowhere near as vast,
Oh my
but
god!
mimicking the same form of the divine phoenix itself.
Oh shit!
Takes string to process this fight. Just like
That was my turn, right?
that yeah, because it takes your turn to use the
Yes,
actual
that's what I
changing.
thought.
So, but you
Oh.
are able to fly up right up to it. You're nowhere near as big as this creature is, but it's
That's okay. Now I'm
plumes.
as tall as he is.
Yes, but that is. But now it comes back to this being's turn. And you just hear it speak one word as it raises both hands up. And it says, "Writhe." And it's like a storm cloud of hardened tar daggers fly out and hit everybody. Everyone takes 2 points of damage. It can only do this once per scene, but it uses its whole turn to do this. This one, curiously enough, it does not heal from any of this. I'm ruling it because that would be absurd for it to get back the amount it would get back from this, but the being is just there floating and it's moving closer to Nimian.
I have a small question.
Yes, howdy.
Might this be a bladed weapon that I can catch?
I would say yes. I would,
Amazing.
yeah. These are sharp blades of tar. They're like tar daggers, just like a whirlwind effect of them. Just it's
Then,
like effectively a tar version of being stuck in a literal blender.
Oh,
That's what it
how
feels
fun!
like.
How fun! Actually, Farron, are you hurt at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to intercept your the
Yeah,
attack
so
it makes on you.
So you could do that, and then if you're trying to catch it, you could. But yeah, you could essentially pay the AP to intercept, so that'll prevent Farron from taking damage. And then if you use the gloves,
Mm.
you'll be
Yeah.
able to. If you're doing that,
I mean, yeah, I'm using the gloves to like to prevent the attack because I can spend 3 IP. You may use the ability to intercept and catch an attack being made on a nearby ally.
Oh
So I
shit!
will.
Is it too late to have like used the mantle at the rest of my team?
Probably. I'm gonna
Rip.
roll this one, unfortunately. Rip. But Howdian, in this moment, you see the gloves seem to become like extensions of vines,
Ooh.
and it's like this is a very, for lack of a better phrasing, this is a very weeby reference, but if you know the total defense that Gara does with sand, imagine that, but just a whole carapace of vines suddenly appear, springing out from essentially the gauntlets, and it's just holding on to you and Farron, and both of you, actually just Farron, you see right next to Howdian, you see Zahara like trying to hold on to like the defense, trying to keep you safe. Like she is struggling, but because Howdian's put in the ability points, it's holding them back. That's that turn. That's the creature's turn. You're all up. I know a lot of you are hurting for ability points right now.
Very much.
I have well, I'm hurting for health actually. So screwed at one more attack. I feel like this is more fun if we involve the rest of the party.
Okay, so what is everyone doing?
All right.
I will pay the 5 AP for banish.
All right.
Which means I can permanently banish nearby spirit currently to a random shadow plane.
Was that under what playbook again was that under?
That's under Doctor.
It's Doctor, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yes, what is your question?
Yes. What else are you thinking?
I'm thinking who else wants to do some damage to this first?
Here's the thing. There is a caveat to it. This can only be used on bosses if they have less than 20% of their total HP remaining.
Yep.
It does not.
Which is why I was asking.
It has way more than that.
Yes, I would love to do some damage
to it. It started with 30.
Mm-hmm.
You wore it down with smite and everything in a burst. Yep. But it's still up. This is...
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, anybody else want to do a last barrage of attacks on this thing? Because
hurt the damn thing.
This is very much a like. One.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So I'll just go. I'll run up to it, and I'll spend 1 AP to use Fiery Avenger. And it alights my blade in a green flame. And I raise it up. Do I want to use? No, I don't.
I also appreciate Sophia in the chat saying, let's take this duel to the Shadow Realm, because this feels appropriate for this.
Yes.
I appreciate you, Sophia.
So yeah, I'll raise up the sword, and I'll be like, you forgot that I'm undying and not just a fire lily. And I'll bring down the sword. Come on. Come on. Come on. 14. So it'll take 3 damage.
That's 3 damage. It's hurting. It's starting to get hurt.
Nice.
Joanna, you're up.
I would like to peck this mofo's... I don't know if it has eyes.
It does. They're just...
I'd like to peck this mofo's
like
eye
eye
out.
sockets.
Oh, delightful. I'm going to nest in it and then kill it.
Roll for that attack.
Let's see how this goes. That's a 15. So it takes however much damage, please hold.
3.
3 damage.
Yeah, it's starting to get hurt.
This baby phoenix just flies in like like kind of like Thor in the beginning of the movie, where it just like flies through this creature, just like spear bird directly
That's
into
so
it.
cool.
And like you hearing this creature just howling in pain, like it is. But it's still in the midst of all this. You see, as it's looking down at all of you, it's trying to start reaching out its hand for the phoenix, for the divine bird.
Oh, there's only one thing I can hope to do here. Valiant Soliloquy is still available, right?
Yes, it sure
Yes,
is.
if you haven't used it, you can use it right now.
Sword on it! That's the 20.
Oh
You got
my
a 20?
god!
That hand is being targeted.
This dice awaited.
No. The first one was a 4. That's why I needed to use the Valiant
Yep.
Soliloquy.
No, true.
I
But-
forgot we had that.
Yep.
Yeah. Farron, normally your bow, it is magical and such at this point, but normally it's just an arrow. That's what it would normally be. That's what a lot of this has come down to, is that in many ways you are just a person. You are insignificant in the eyes, possibly, maybe even in your own head, or in the eyes of a god. In this moment, you feel as though the very burst of nature itself is empowered within this arrow shot. And I'm imagining if this were like film kind of setup, it's like you pulling back the string, and like it goes through like a series of stills and images of like Serena talking to you about the naturalistic like ethos and like approach, talking to Zohara, having the conflict within the group and chatting. The arrow flies, and it's like a swirl of gnashing vines and thorns just emerge out of it, and it just spears right through one of its arms. Nim, I'm going to say, partially for time, because I want to give us things for epilogue, but partially because you all actually did enough damage pretty much to get it there. It's at 7, which isn't technically 20%, but it's like 1 health point away from 20%. So I will say, Nim, if you want to banish it, you could. It's your call.
Or I could take a chance.
Do it.
Do whatever
Or
you think
don't.
is best.
Yeah, I mean,
No, do it. Do it for the themes.
How many people want me to take a chance on running up and hitting this thing and banking on Fiery Avenger getting me a 20?
oh,
That's a 5% chance.
God.
I'm just noting
Do
it for the record.
do
But
it,
although you
do
have
it,
the
do it, do
reroll,
it,
but
do it.
that's still a 5% chance.
If it's a reroll, it's 10%, right?
Do it
Nope.
for the van.
Do it for the
Oh,
vine.
God.
Do it. Do what your heart tells you to do. I'm saying either one would be epic if you pulled it off. But
Here's
you
the thing.
do remember, this thing has 2 attacks on its turn or other abilities. You are barely standing. And the rest of your team
Yeah.
could very well
But,
die.
I mean, here's the thing.
it,
If
do
your
it, do it,
brain
do it.
if your brain thought of it, then it should be done.
That's not no. That is
Yes.
that is not. I do not endorse this statement.
Yes.
I exist independently from Heroes Without Limits and endorsing this statement, and I think the channel does not necessarily endorse the statement either.
No, it doesn't. But if your brain thought of it, then you wanted to do it. That's the thing. That
What did you?
Oh my
Motherfucker,
God!
Is that a
That's
20?
Double
Those are
20s.
both 20.
Those are-
That's double natural 20.
That's my
That's a
my
1 in
heart.
400.
That is my heartbeat dice. Just also thank you, gender fluid heartbeat dice, for never failing me.
Oh my God.
That is a 1 in 400 chance.
What the
You know
hell?
what?
I mean, y'all
This-
heard me roll it, and I took my hands off and I grabbed the camera. So
Yep.
This is why I like storytelling. 'Cause
Yes.
There are moments like this. Nim. The small one. The one who caused mistakes that led to a whole community facing damage and repercussions. You hear as you charge and you leap up at this creature, insignificant by comparison in size. And you know what? I'm going to do this because it's cooler and because Nova gave me the idea last week. Basically, you are able to leap as the arrow flies from Farron to the creature, jump off of the arrow. The flames from Howdian's blade emerge and create a pathway that as it gets you closer, you're able to then leap onto Serena's back, and she is able to fly you up. And you hear right as the hammer it connects, you hear the Hearthkeeper's voice in your head saying, "This is how we keep our homes safe." No, no, no.
Bye, Daddy.
It is like a crack of lightning just shatters across the entire skyline. The beast, this creature, in a moment, in its last throes, seemingly taking on the malevolent form, and then but echoing the sound of the tides as Nim falls down, likely is caught by Serena in bird form and firebird form, interestingly enough.
Firebird form.
Taking on for a moment in its death throes the image of a disappointed and sullen-faced elven man. In its death throes, taking on this beast-like form to Howdian. In his death throes, a disappointed older individual, somewhat appearing like Serena. The energy, it is like divine, radiant light washes over this creature. And in doing so, you watch as the tear in the plains itself that this creature caused shut. And it is, in a rather interesting way, because I'm going to do this because I'm Mexican and I have to do this reference. If anyone's ever seen the Mexican national flag with the bird eating a snake, another creature on it, it's like a bird goes and eats, like grabs the lower half of the body and consumes the last bit of this creature whole.
Nice.
The father of the void itself is defeated. And in doing so, you hear cheers erupt across the whole city. The apostles who once existed and were there give nothing, no sense of continued care for this, and they also just they fade away in the same manner that this creature did before being consumed. The city begins to return to its previous shape, and you all bask in the radiance of the very divine bird of creation itself, Ignis. If it's all right with our producer and the king, I would like to take one more break right here and leave the last maybe 20 minutes afterwards for what this epilogue is going to be, because in defeating this creature, you've allowed the kindling, the very name by which this era is known by, to continue on. And this cycle will end, and the next one will begin. That is where we will take our second break, and I will give some narration for what the last bit of what is happening, and where each of our players will be able to give just a little bit on what happens after this. because you did it.
We
You
fucking
won.
did it. Oh shit.
And you kept the
We done
bird
did
from
it.
being destroyed.
Oh shit.
We'll be
The
back in
landscape
10
is
minutes,
okay?
everyone, for the
Yeah.
last little bit of essentially what is
Oh
the
my God.
epilogue to this series.
Oh,
So we'll see you real
ya
soon,
later.
everybody. We need a second break for this because
Yes,
we
please.
gotta.
Goodbye.
Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the finale of our Planes of Providence Quest RPG adventure happening here on the Heroes Without Limits channel. If you're tuning in now, where have you been? But also seriously, you just missed the group getting it pretty fine down to the wire, defeating an Eldritch entity because of the most absurd double nat 20 roll I've seen in ages. But with that being the case, the creature has been banished, its acolytes seemingly just removed and faded away from existence. The sea of astral ravagers attempting to swarm over one area of the region, no longer under the no longer enthralled by this entity. And you see the divine bird currently flying above all of you. And you hear it making bird calls that I'd say Serena understands first, just in the bird call language, but it translates mentally to everyone. Essentially, what leads to it translates to, you have made this a place from which I may fade again and return to give life to this continent, to this realm, to all that are here. Heroes of Agni, thank you. Though I do not relish death, it is in it that we have found new life, and that my death, in its rightful place, may give back the life that this realm needs to carry on. Thank you. And it flies up high into the sky, and basically big X-Men Dark Phoenix vibes, except significantly better because I'm writing this and involved in this. But the silhouette still remains. Just it's like a screech all across the skies as it flies off, and the body just lands far off in a desert location way out west. And it's like a pulse of divine energy just spreads all across the entire continent as you see the 12th age, the 12th kindling, is now over. And thus, one cycle ends, another begins. Every cycle must end. Not for ruin, not always, but because that is how things carry on. Time moves forward, change happens. And in this, the 12th kindling ends. This era is over. And the 13th era begins. There are cries of celebration as this site, which happens once at a variable rate. Sometimes it's only 20, 30 years. Sometimes it's as long as 200 or 300 years that this kind of site is ever seen by anyone. And you are here to witness in a moment that could have been sheer ruin for everyone. This site. And you see running towards your group with worry in their eyes, the celestial astrological signs all across their form. Cosma desperately leaning down, body torn, scratched, looks like caustic pock marks across some of the forms, like astrological signs are not like working in, like they're not quite the way that they were before. Like if you're imagining the Pisces, the two fish, a quarter of the fish is gone. That's how much the burns are hurting. But they reach down, and there's tears in their eyes as they're hoping, but not seeing any signs that Alia is waking up.
I'm gonna take off sprinting towards him.
The ground is still slanted and probably would require something in order to make it over there quickly.
That's a 14 on the.
If I see Farron running, I'm just throwing the shield. I don't know what Farron's running towards, but just on top of the Phoenix, just like, what the? You know what? Screw it. Just toss Farron the shield.
And I'll follow them.
We're now shield sledding.
Shield sledding. Curiously, you hear an ocarina playing in the background for some odd reason. You don't know why, but you side and you land next to Cosma. The form changes. The astrological sign seems to now, for you looking at them, changes to a set of scales. Not skewed, though. In perfect balance, seeing you. You get the sense that the signs displayed often reflect something about the person looking at them.
Balanced? What?
It might, in fact, also be just a joke that you seem to have perfectly managed to slide your way down without any issue. If you'd failed, I would have straight up made you do a pratfall and like snowball run all the way down.
Someone play the Benny Hill theme.
But you are able to land, and they're looking at you like desperately, like, is there anything that you can do?
I can try. Let's go reach out a hand, and I'm going to use sacrifice.
Excuse me, what?
You heard them.
I know what this is.
You lay your hands on a creature who has died, bringing it back to life. The creature must still have a corpse that is mostly intact. The sacrifice withers your soul. Each time you lose this ability, you must choose an additional character flaw. Additionally, you permanently lose 2 HP from your maximum hit points. If you reduce your max HP to 0, you gain the legendary ability Wraith, and you permanently enter an ethereal form. How much health do you have, Farron?
I have 3.
You have 1! You have 1 HP!
Crazy.
Let's delight our lovely Firebird
motherfucker.
GM.
I forgot that you had only 3.
You're absolutely out of your mind.
Oh my
This is-
god. So, Farron, what would you like this to look like? There are a few possibilities I could throw at you. One is aging. One is just maybe not remembering your abilities as easily. That's kind of what it represents narratively. But also there's the character flaw option if there's something you want to add to that. But
There is the thing I sent you.
I'm trying to remember. I think that works.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? No, it doesn't. Maybe it
So-
doesn't. God.
As your arm, as you put your right-handed, left-handed?
They're left-handed, so they hold the bow with their left and pull with their right.
The left arm just seems to slowly grow over with like flora, and the arm, you lose the ability to use the arm for right now. You invoke the very divine essence of the primeval maiden, and you bring Alia back. They are breathing, they are alive, they're not conscious, but it'll probably take a while for the arm to really be put back into use or to adapt. But it's funny, because I kind of want to do this as a nice inversion of the usual trope of sacrifice. As you do this, there is a somberness and a thank you from Cosma, and you notice the several other townsfolk and festival goers are also privy to this scene. So one of them, who is also missing an arm, is like, don't worry about it, buddy. We'll get you back to working within no time. And you see he's a very attractive orcish man. He also seems like he's missing one of his arms, and he also looks like he has a bow. It looks as though he's both he
Bow.
seems to be kind of an inventor of some kind, and he's kind of made himself a prosthetic arm. He's like, it's a bit, it takes a while. Don't worry, I'll train you if you'd like.
A bow with a bow. Yes, please.
Oh, sir, that was a good one. That was a good one. No.
They are. Farron is nothing.
They got a bow and a bow.
Silver tongued.
Damn.
Farron just always has the silver tongued ability on. It's just a aura effect, not an actual ability that Farron has to use.
Just the benefits of having a talented tongue.
Oh my
Thank you so
god.
much. Ruining the hilarious moment with this, you motherfucker. But
Oh my god.
you are able to. It is a permanent loss to your total health, and that is something where it becomes less of a something that you have to get you that's like harm or terrible, and it's more like I'll adjust to it. Everyone adjusts to stuff every time. That to me is like it's a noble sacrifice moment, but it's also like I think is a nice, if it's okay with me to add that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Jace, it's like also a moment of like I need to do this. I need to like prove I did the thing, and then someone's just like, buddy, you're gonna be fine. We got prosthetics. Don't worry about it. If you need help, I'll train you. And he already seems to be. He's very warm towards you already.
Would you say he's hot?
I would say he's a very attractive orcish man. He looks as though he's probably he's more of a cardio than more of a fitness trainer or cardio kind of build as opposed to like a more of a muscle sort of one.
You've given me a CrossFit boyfriend.
Yes, I gave you a CrossFit boyfriend. You're welcome. Don't ever say I didn't give you a twink or anyone else in this campaign.
I am now in a relationship with CrossFit Jesus.
Oh my god.
Anyways, it takes a bit of time to get things in order in the city. There's a lot of chaos and destruction, and there's a lot of things to be resolved with the Astral Ravagers. But I would like everyone in turn give just a relatively short but clean sense of what does the epilogue for your character look like in the aftermath of all this. What does it look like after the conflict is over? There's still troubles and other things to handle in your own homes and all that, but what is the ending scene for your characters? And I'll build off of that at the end for the last moment for the campaign.
Well, I think what's appropriate first is me like right after the battle and this thing that conspired with Cosma and all that. I just turn to everyone and I say, well, we surely didn't die. Gladly.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I think this means that we are now going our separate ways, huh?
Well, we don't have to. I was planning on. Honestly, I wasn't planning on surviving this far, but I was planning on continuing my travels. This isn't the end of the road for me, at least.
Aaron?
Did we actually do that?
Yes.
Yeah,
That was
we
real?
did. Yeah,
That was
you
real.
did. You literally just, saved the bird thing that you shot off the arm. That.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need to hang around for a while and just like casually looks up at handsome orc man. It's like, it's like, I might need to retrain how to use a bow. I think they're gonna give me a hand.
Hmm.
Heh.
You're very funny, Farron.
I'm sure they
Um,
will.
I don't know that
I
I
was
can
thinking-
go home, but
Well, I was thinking of going to the desert. You're welcome to come along.
I I think I would love to, but I think my home is waiting for me. I just have a small feeling.
Well, I
what
guess we'll
time?
just have to come visit you.
oh no, not the fuck.
It's-
We can also just send her a letter and have her come visit us.
Yes, I surely can. I mean, after I've been home, I can go on travels again, and I can. You just send me your location, and I'll come right over.
Just ping
Of
us.
Yes, and of course
Farron?
I'll.
I think I'm gonna stay here for a while, at least till I can get used to this.
Well, you also kind of look terrible, so can I say I'm sorry?
I think I look fabulous, but okay, I'll get your point.
By the way, all of you do all actually look fucking like shit. Like,
Yes.
However, I am gonna burn the 3 AP to bring Farron back to 7.
oh
Oof,
right, because you have the you do have the heal to do that.
my God.
Yeah,
Oh shit,
it
I'm
does-
still a
it
bird.
does-
I'm gonna unbird.
There's just
Talking
spectators
bird.
looking at this. Is like, oh no, it's a bird.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
I think my hair is still on fire, but that's fine. I like it.
Like you go somewhere and just like the bit of like furniture or things on the outside is just like you accidentally set fire to like a small tent. Like, sorry, it just does that.
Sorry. Yeah.
We'll work on it.
But yeah, I'll say, Farron, I would love to come visit you and your new friend over there sometime soon, if that's
Boyfriend.
Nice. Do you know what?
Nim just like Nim no the person who always has no filter. What do you mean? They're hot.
I kind of noticed. But do you mind helping me with something before we all part ways?
You want us to wingman for you? We can wingman for you.
What is it?
Reaches in to his pouch and pulls out a seed. I need a bit of help planting this.
Why would you pull out the seed from your pouch? Come on, man.
I'm just imagining it for no reason whatsoever. I just imagined a Farron kangaroo and just like pulling seed out of the kangaroo. That's
where's
where my
this
brain
going?
is.
Damn it.
How do we plant that?
Well, we dig a hole and put it in it.
It's a little difficult to dig without 2 hands.
Yeah. I guess.
Oh, yeah.
If you would like, we would be happy to assist you. And you hear the voice of the fireplane emissary, as well as Cosma and just a few of the other emissaries is there. You've
My
done us all a
girlfriends?
great yes,
Yes.
because I'm giving you this, Jen, at the end.
You know what? I was kind of expecting gods for a moment. I'm a little disappointed.
I rolled a success on that, which means that they will not take that poorly. You got 1 hit point, buddy. Don't
No,
with
no,
Don't
that.
waste it.
7 now.
No, they have 7.
Oh right, you're right.
Yeah.
Never mind then. I mean, 3 attacks. I bring it back down to 1. No, I'm just kidding. But you do see the emissaries who you met at the beginning of your journey. It's like, it is the least that we can do. If you would like,
So
we can
can
make more. Yes.
we conclude that it was just to go back to the beginning real quick? So now we can stop pointing fingers at each other, right?
We did eventually work that out, dear.
Gorgeous.
We would be happy to
All
talk
of you.
over the details with you if you'd like.
Absolutely.
Nim is bright green and not looking at Cosma at all. You had to,
I mean,
you had to bring in the one NPC.
I mean, I'm already red, glow of fire. Okay,
No,
get it
no.
right away.
Howdians is a noticeable.
Yeah.
I will say for everyone but Nim, you do notice Cosma is looking favorably towards Farron and Nim, because they know, because they you get the sense Cosma did happen to see the small one leaping up, doing cloud strife jumps off of party member abilities in order to finish the boss off.
Hell yeah.
Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Serena,
Like settle down with my wife in the plane of fire anyway.
Yep.
Serena,
Mm-hmm.
can we make a pit stop before the desert? Because I think you mentioned seeing the ocean at some point.
I probably did, but Jen can't remember it. But yes.
Yeah.
Where are we
I
going?
got City of First Flame.
Sounds good to me. Backfire.
Etymology is fun.
I appreciate my players. I appreciate my players. I appreciate
I mean,
my
also
players.
the biggest asshole I know in the game lives there, so I gotta go punch him in the face.
I say,
About
no,
to
I don't.
Oh,
occur.
let's do it.
I feel like
My God.
that's a good like closing for at least that scene.
Well, I want to give them all hugs and give them all kisses and say goodbye. to
Yeah,
them.
no, don't worry. You will.
An emotional goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah. That is, unless someone would like to add in any other details.
I mean, for my epilogue, yes.
No, well, this is part of the epilogue. This is what I'm treating it
Okay,
as.
well-
This is it.
Well, after
This is-
after all that happens and all that stuff, I go towards my home and I all the way I hum a little song that I used to always hum when I go to Nilani and see her again. And I go back to my hometown, and I don't really expect anything to happen to be Fina, to be coming back as a hero or whatever. I mean, maybe they don't even know what happened, but I do return.
I think what we can treat it as only as much fanfare and excitement happens as Howdian thinks is fit for her, because they know what happened, but especially since the giant clan leaders were there. They all live, by the way.
Amazing.
There were
Delightful.
very low amount of casualties from them.
Amazing.
There were some losses in the conflict, but the leaders are fine. You do see a rather familiar kind of cocksure grin you've seen on Farron's face on the Fire Giants one.
Of course.
It looks as though she has not really had a chance to do that kind of thing in a while.
That's
But
good.
There's
But
only as
yeah.
much excitement, but you hold the title.
Yeah, then it's a lot of excitement, I think. And it's like it's a hero's welcome, and it's very much throwing flowers and and yeah, just good stuff, I think.
Farron, you are able to. It takes at least probably a few weeks, few months to get used to like more of it, but you adapt to it pretty quickly. Your teacher is very kind, very patient, and very understanding, and is also understands that if you are not looking for anything too serious or what have you, they are perfectly fine with nothing emerging from that. They will not be offended if that, or if you have affections for others, they do not mind.
Farron's happy to see where it goes.
Yeah, and we can leave it at that. It doesn't have to give any
Yeah,
more details,
that's
lewd
fine.
or otherwise.
I love that you have to specify that.
I have to because of this group. It's been a whole
Yeah, it's
season of being with this.
Let's be real. Let's be real. It's not this whole group. It's just me and Jace.
Fuse
Nova.
and Nova.
Like,
And
yes.
Nova.
The two of us and Nova are the ones in horny jail.
Yep.
Eh.
I mean, I've been there. I've been around the block, but you know.
Carrying on, dorks. Nim, you are able to return to the city of First Flame, and there's been a lot of repairs actually happening in the community you used to know. There are some people who remember you for what you did. And then there are also, immediately after that, they're like, the fuck are you giving them shit for? They just took down an eldritch worm. There's a lot of that kind of vibe. Like anytime anyone tries to remember, and anytime there's an impulse within, I would, if it's fair to say, Nim, to be like, but didn't I kind of like fuck up this place? Some of them would be like, yes, and you also saved the whole continent, so you're square. Like,
I will also be there to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You saved the world.
Nim actually would just kind of, for like clarification's sake, when if Serena tried to talk to anyone, be like, I know I did a lot, but one of the reasons that I left was because people should be allowed to process their emotions. And just because what I did wasn't necessarily wrong and I wasn't the one that physically shut the door, doesn't mean that the people who lose something should immediately have to forgive me, and they need their time to grieve. So
That's true.
I'm okay with that.
you do also see, if you ever bring that up though, there are a few folks who are like, it's been 2 months. My fellow MB, it's been 2 months. Don't worry about it. Some of us have moved on. You ever tried working really hard jobs for a while? You kind of have to forget some things for a bit.
Nim
It's
just
all
kind
right.
of like Nim just kind of like holding up the hands of like, yeah, I know, I probably can't wield that hammer anymore.
And you just meet someone on the street who's just like, hey, they like show similar like gloved like pain hands, and it's like one of the it's the equivalent of like it's a fantasy version of the Spider-Man meme of being like just like that. It's just that feels like a good like end moment for Nim as well.
Nim would also want to hug Temerity.
Yeah. You have another individual there who you may have whatever sort of relationship with them that you would like. She will be understanding.
The closing line of that is, okay, Serena, this is Temerity. We used to work together in like the red light district down the street.
Amazing. Do you want me to like go to a hotel so you guys can be together?
No, we can. I mean, you can come stay with us there. There are lots of people.
Oh, honey, don't worry. We've got it handled. And honestly, if you're looking for a space of your own as well, I'll be happy to handle that for you as well.
Fuck it.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh my god. Serena will definitely take them up on that.
And
but also,
yeah, Serena.
But also, you know.
Yeah, Serena. I would also say for you, everyone eventually there comes to be some moments of peace. Perhaps you travel together again. Perhaps the group meets. Perhaps there's just some time apart for personal lives and all that. Maybe
I
journeys
visit
happen in the
Chamomile.
future. You visit Chamomile, the once like multiple bulbed, almost undead possessed spirit font. Flora that is a font for what was once undead spirits is now thriving and growing and alive. And You get close and you wonder, like, if it's just a still flower again, but it seems to remember your presence.
Hi,
And,
chamomile. I'm gonna cry on you and water you with my tears.
and
I'm getting
I'm
emotional over flower. I'm getting emotional over a flower.
also, Serena, you do at one point, you see from Heartbrook Village, of all places, the spot that you never did actually go. Was it the person you disappointed, or you felt like you were living in the shadow of? Was it an older person? Was it a sibling? Like,
It was kind of like an older sister that was almost kind of like a mother figure.
you arrive after you're dealing with Chamomile, you do see she is there at the temple. And you see that there has been some restoration of the fallen temple. Likely Odysseus has led some of it. And you see that the sort of naturalist mound that was there, the living ivy that was taking on in the image of the primeval maiden herself. After you've talked with Camille and you notice this individual, oh, unless you have a name for her, I can give her a name.
I cannot remember. It's somewhere deep in my notes, but I can't remember it.
We'll call her Maria. You do notice that Maria is finishing up work on another ivy and vine monument.
No.
And when you move close, you see that it bears a striking image of yourself. I heard what you
Quietly
did.
back away. like I'm like mid-turn.
Yeah, basically, it's the like.
I'm like mid-turn and 50 talks. I'm like,
I know what you did.
sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
You didn't.
I was just visiting the flower.
Well, if you'd like to do something helpful, and there's a very teasing tone to the way she says it, you can help me finish the flower plaque for this.
I think I'd like that.
And as you get close, as you're able to, with the very first, I think, ability you ever used in the game, or one of them, where you used like small vines to sort of stitch together aspects of Farron's bow, you see a plaque. Yeah, you see a plaque slowly form with your and Maria's efforts, and you see it reads at its simplest. It's an ancient tongue of the forest itself, seemingly like a script that almost looks like animal, like paw prints and claw marks and such, but also has almost like perhaps even the tiniest bit of Selkie script in it, and it reads, "To in honor of Serena, guardian of nature."
Oh shit. You should just oh boy. Well, late bloomer, I suppose.
Everything needs its care, and it's time to be tended to and bloom. Not everything is expected to grow and just be great all at once. Greatness is not a thing that really anyone immediately has. It's always something that needs a little bit of tending to and care.
Well, it always seemed to come naturally to you.
Oh, gods, no. Only the gods could ever really speak to how much worry I have about everything. And I had a lot of worry about you throughout all of this, too.
Oh, I was fine. I just almost died a couple of times. It was mostly just an animal form. You should have seen me head first in the snow with my ass in the air. It was delightful.
Did you know that one of the first times I transformed, I ended up being a small woodpecker with its head stuck in that tree over there?
Oh my gosh, I have to carve a likeness of that right in that tree.
If you so much as speak that outside of this temple, I will shock you until the very earth shakes.
Oh, I can't wait to hold this over you.
I've seen you as smaller than like a seedling. Don't even try me. She
So you won't.
she gives you a hug. She says that.
You know I'm leaving again, right?
I'm aware.
I'll come home eventually. Hold up. Nova, yeah? Yeah, Nova?
And
I'll send you a postcard, whatever a postcard is.
I'm sure I'll hear about it one way or another. And there is now less a familial connection and less and not a romantic one, but just a sign of honest respect, like an equal.
I just like go in for like the Roman handshake. Just like,
And as we pull the camera back across all 4 of these different locations for the points where everyone is separated or a little bit of ways, you see a smiling, muscular woman of a crown of crystalline red, orange, and yellow, form of great strength, courage, and beauty, staring out at Howdian in the midst of revelry. You see a lady who seems to just be playing around with a set of coins in her hands, just staring like happily at what is likely a smiling Farron, shakily, but eventually getting used to it. And in fact, there's you around a few other friends who have you see the individuals who had like the eye patch. You realize some of them are actually missing eyes or other limbs and such, and you actually almost have your own kind of little adventurers guild formed out of folks who are like, let's just do this for practice. Around the red light district, you see a very anxious but smiling, almost halfling-esque woman just walking through the streets, just occasionally seeing and looking in to see Nim happily chatting with Temerity. Probably at some points he's like just having a look of like thinking about like Serena now soon probably going to be coming. And then last but not
yeah,
least,
she is.
Zahara Gardner just tending to some of the flowers and such around the fallen temple, now blooming and restored. And you see sort of all 4 of them as a nice little treat for you, the audience who's been watching this. They all sort of just turn to the camera. They all kind of wink at the same time, and they just all sort of fade away. The last thing you sort of camera pulls up and you see the skyline. You see just the faintest after image of phoenix wings just spread out, and you hear one last bird call as every circle closes and every cycle must end. Welcome to the 13th Kindling, and welcome to the end of our Plains of Providence Quest RPG adventure campaign series, whatever you want to call it.
Bonfire kindled.
Exactly. Fire the fire kindled.
Bonfire kindled. Bondle.
That's where we're at. That's where we're all gonna be fucking Rick after this. Fuck me. That is a lot of time over. Thank you, Nova and the channel, for giving us the space to not only go over on this in the last session, but just being able to do this just this story with these players of mine who I've had. And thank you for giving me the space to show this world and this lore and these characters and history with folks in this system. This will be the last time for this group in this, I'm sad to say, but for one last time, everyone, when you can speak again.
I was about to say since I'm not quite as emotionally overwrought, I will
Do you want to start?
take the helm.
Please.
Yeah, that was the
Hey,
goal. Yeah, just say
Yeah.
who you are, who you've been, and where we can find any other projects either for the end of this year or moving into the next year.
So, hey everyone, I have been Jace, and I have been your lovable ranger come naturalist, Farron. You can find me on all social media at Jace on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Upcoming projects. Dicey Encounters podcast. We will be releasing episodes in the new year. I will be working on and hopefully at some point self-publishing some Pokemon themed gaming based on Quest, which it's a lot of work, and I'm barely like a tenth of the way through it so far. So we'll see how that goes. And there will be some other homebrew stuff I'll be releasing for 5e at some point as well. So look out for that again. If you follow my social media, I'll be announcing it on there. And I just like to end by saying thank you to the channel. Thank you to my fellow players who have been an absolute joy to play with. And also
Don't lie
thank
to
you.
me.
Thank you to Angela for running a fantastic game.
Next up, I shall do the honors in this one and calling on the next person. Yeet.
Yeet! My final yeet. Hello, everyone. I have been your lovely, nowhere near local anymore naturalist, Serena. My actual name is Jen. I can be found on Twitter at JenBurb. That is JIENBIRB. Not to be confused with Fireburb, which I briefly was, but I'm not good at emotional goodbyes, but I loved playing with all of you. I loved our lovely tech friends. I loved Angela's world and Angela's game, and I'm gonna go home and cry now. This was so much fun, and I'm so happy and honored to have been a part of it. I'm gonna hide now. Someone else go.
Do we want to switch it over to either Nim or Inez? It looks like Inez needs no. I don't think we're gonna get Inez right now. Gavrin, you're the unfortunate one. Unless I have to do this, one of us has to talk. This has to be a stream that ends. You crying, emotional players can't do this to me. I have steel will. None of you can make me cry. I
I
refuse.
respect my players. I love my players. I love my players.
That might actually break me. Damn it.
All right. I guess I got myself together a little bit then. It's fine. Woo, okay. You know. All right. Hi. It's me, your friend, your very emotional friend, but your best friend, Inez. I've been playing Haurian, which has been such an absolute and amazing delight for me to play her for y'all. It's been a step outside of my comfort zone to play someone who's very strong and unlike me in that regard. I just first of all want to say thank you to you watching, but mostly to my the players playing. It's been such a cool journey, and seeing y'all have such amazing characters and such amazing stories, and building them and all that stuff with me and with us is a very special thing to go through. So thank you so much, and thank you, Angela, for making such a cool world where we can just like run around and be dominant and have such cool experiences in. So thank you so much. All right. Socials. You can find me everywhere on the internet on at Inez666 or the underscore behind it. You know where to find me. It's fine. I'll be returning to streaming in the new year. You can find me most on Twitter, where I'm just voicing thoughts every day. It's basically my diary that you can read. It's not a secret diary this time. Let's see. projects coming up. Oh, in the new year, I'll be actually recording a podcast called the People of Fashion podcast, where I give you the opportunity to tell me about things you're very passionate about, like RPGs, which I'm very passionate about. As you can see, I'm also very passionate about crying. Let's see. I love you so much. Please take care of yourself in this new year that's coming up. I hope you have a way better year, 2021. I wish you a Merry Christmas, and a good New Year's Eve or whatever. May you stay safe, may you stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next campaign.
Last but not least,
Next.
Gabriel.
It's finally your turn.
If my voice breaks during this, I'm sorry.
It's don't apologize. Everyone else is either already bald or like fallen down like 3 times, so we're good.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you, the players. Thank you, Angela. It was fun playing with all of you, and thank you for being good friends, enabling drama, and just putting up with my anxious but while I deal with a lot of disability things right now. And this channel has been really great for that. And I've never done a long-term stream, and part of that is I have very bad anxiety and social anxiety. So thanks, everyone. You've all been wonderful to play with. I really hope I get to see you around. You can find me at Starless Solid on Twitter, and that pretty much links to my Twitch, my Patreon, my partner stuff, where like I made me my lovely gauntlets so my hands stay warm for this. And me making chainmail dice cage necklaces, because this is the die that rolled a 1 and I will forever remember that. But thank you. Thank you, Jace, for being snarky. Thank you, Inez, for being the comfort lesbian. And thank you, Serena, and Jen, for all your courage and yeet. Thanks so much, Angela. I really love playing with you. Everybody, stay safe. Love you.
I love my players. I love my players. I love my players.
Yeah, I appreciate. Fuck you, Jen. Fuck you. That's all I have to say. And no caption. I did not say thank you, Jen. That's the exact opposite of what I said. So it comes to the end, everyone. Quickly, I want to get my thanks out. Thank you to my players for the bravery you showed and the tension and drama you were willing to actually engage in, both productively and in derailing fashions, as is the nature of just being players, but also
Derailing?
but also for leaning into all that you've done for each other and with each other, and for myself with getting the chance to show just what's possible when you try and do a little bit differently in world building and such. I've tried throughout a lot of this to do my best to incorporate what I think we needed more of in a lot of these kinds of stories, whether it was around disability, aspects of race, or aspects of sexuality and gender, and the fluidity that many of those have, or the stability in ways that folks don't often want to acknowledge. And I hope I've done some justice to it. If not perfect, then always able to learn. And I hope that for those of you who have been able to join us for this, that this was entertaining, enjoyable, maybe occasionally caused a cry or two, and that ultimately you know that this is the power of what it means to do storytelling as a group, is to watch out, is to create something far more absurd and chaotic and wonderful than you expect to have happen by nature of just doing what is one of the most fun and basic things to, I'd say, being human, which is just make believe, just playing around and just seeing what happens. This has been a joy to share this world I've worked on for almost 2 years now, if not more. Actually, it might even be like 3 years now at this point. I lost track on making this world and its history. I'm glad I've gotten to show these places built from my culture, my family, and a lot of the different people I've met throughout my life. And thank you, everyone, for taking the time, whether it was once or a couple of different times or throughout this whole thing, to be with us. And especially thank you to the channel for having us, and for Nova and Sophia when she was here filling in for Nova, for being amazing and supporting us despite all of your derailing, all of it. Especially those of the like eyebrow wiggling variety.
You can just say
Jen is
Jen.
Thank you, everyone. If you want to find me in the new year, I will be working on a couple of things to hopefully put out, be involved with either over on Utopia for hopefully things. Pay attention to Utopia is what I'm saying. I'll probably be involved with something or another over there. Pay attention to All Nerds here. I'm definitely going to be involved with something over there. And if I find another place to be involved with, we'll see. But I will be needing to check a few different things, whether probably mostly shifting over to player outside of a home game or two. If you want to see my professional writing, it is over on my Patreon at Philosophem, or sometimes I reblog it on Phoenix24Fem for pretty much feelsy trans trauma processing justice related pieces, and occasionally music and such. And if you want to catch me and my partner talking about relationships, I'm on the Queerly Yours podcast, and over at Art for Ourselves, which is a QTPOC online publication where I will hopefully, if I get my shit together in time, write something that's going to be hopefully coming out at the end of January in the new year. So, and pay attention to what my Twitter might be doing for possibly some more writing bits that are TTRPG related with a good friend of mine. We're working on something. We're going to see. We might have at the very least a cute logo. The rest of it we'll figure out along the way, but we'll see. And with that, thank you, everybody. Trans rights are at base human rights. Black lives will always matter, particularly those who are at the intersections of the heaviest amounts of marginalization. And remember, this is the power of storytelling. This is what you can do when you give folks space to create, to feel, to cause chaos, to flirt obsessively amounts, and to just figure out how to be themselves sometimes by being somebody else. As weird as that sounds, that's the fun part of these games. So thank you, everybody, and have a fantastic set of holidays and a fantastic end of the year. And take care. May the flame of goodness and life be with you all.
Love you. Goodbye.